It's going to be a very brief recap.
Yeah, if I do fall asleep, just people shout at me.
Yeah, not a problem. That's I'm sure. Surely that's second nature by now, Adam. So what I wanted to do is briefly talk you through what happened last session, or the end of last session. So you went looking for the Mad Mage, you found him. Ricavio turned up. You cured him of his madness, and he was fully lucid and talking to you. He took you into his magnificent mansion, and I found a picture on the internet of what I would envisage Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion to look like. So you've stepped
far too sensible.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, there were some crazy ones, but I like this one. I would have thought
that's cool.
Mordenkainen would have gone with traditional, but
he was pretty insane.
He was at the time. That's true. So you stepped into the wilderness with this mad mage who, you sort of befriended. Stepped through this magical portal, and this mansion appeared in front of you. And from down the stairs, you can see sort of floating platters of meat and vegetables and bread and things like that. It's fully staffed and stocked mansion, fully functioning magical extra dimensional space. As you went inside, Mordenkainen, this mad mage pulled his hood down and looked at you all, and he said, "We have much to discuss, but first introductions. My name is Mordenkainen. What I'd like to do, and this is up to you, is I'd like to make it an organic moment. All of you would have heard the name. Now, it's up to you what you want to do. You can make an Arcana check, a history check, or you can just use your metagame knowledge of who Mordenkainen is. But I'd like to assume that your characters, like Akxikas, went "fuck off." Nik was the first to react with it, "Huh," and then Adam followed up with "No way." But if you want to change your character's reactions, that's fine. But that's where we're picking up from.
Yeah, I said I was quite happy to go with that.
That was my reaction, not Jarek's. Jarek's would have been, raise eyebrows, skeptical, but very much scrutinising.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Mine was.
Mordenkainen has just introduced himself. Are you going to? Who's going to take the lead?
Say, oh my god! So this is the magnificent. Is this the magnificent mansion? Is this it?
He nods his head.
Oh my god!
And he'll say, "And you are?"
I just got a vision of Akxikas running off,
running around down corridors, picking things up, and this is amazing. And we've lost him.
Can you sign me for it?
Sign my eye.
Akxikas. Sorry, I'm a sorcerer, warlock type thing.
Interesting.
I assume he knows what a tiefling is.
Yes, yeah. Well, you could only assume so. So in response, he'll sort of say, as you've mentioned, warlock. He'll sort of raise an eyebrow and say, "And your patron is?"
Yog-Sothoth.
Interesting. And he'll turn and I'm just going to go in Discord order. He'll turn to Jarek next, expectantly.
Okay. Did we walk in here still armed from the? No, we put our weapons away because we were talking outside, weren't we? Jarek will introduce himself as warrior priest of Tyr and offer his hand forward. As a gesture of shaking of hands, kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah, he takes your hand and he'll say, "Well met." And he turns towards Rokkr.
I feel like I know the name, but I feel like my character doesn't really. What kind of wizard is he? Is he a natural wizard, or is he? Yeah. What kind of batch? So he's at one with nature. Is that such a thing?
He's spell books, intelligence, classic.
Sorry, that isn't what I meant. No, not at one with nature. Is he?
Is he Gandalf or Radagast?
He's Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Yeah. Okay. So I just say
Gandalf.
Well met. What's the word I'm thinking of? Somebody that you've just fought with. What's the word for that?
Weapon.
I wanted to say comrade, but that doesn't sound right. Well, a word for somebody that you've just had a fight with.
Yeah.
What's that word? Comrade. I'm going to say well met, comrade, but that isn't the right
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
It sounds dirty in my mouth as well because it's Russian, so I'm going to just say.
One second, I've got a small boy. Yes, mate.
He's a bot.
Come and quickly say hello, and then it's time for bed. You should be in bed.
So should I.
Come and look. Say hello. And then say night night. Night night.
It scared Ted off.
There's a new small Dave.
I'll be back in a sec.
May as well have a coke. Top my drink up.
Fuck's sake.
You all right, Ted?
Yeah, it's just you all froze. So.
Oh.
Completely what you said, and if you manage to discover what a compatriot is.
Yeah, we're still a comrade.
Okay, fair enough.
Did it in the Akxikas Comrade. Well met in the Red Square.
And please say you who when he comes. please go with you who.
Yoo-hoo!
Where were we? Yeah, so comrade, or however you wanted to word it, then Jim. So that takes us to what I'll do. I'll go to Rictavio next, who is still with you. So he was in the room, and Rictavio will flourish and he'll bow and say, "Rictavio, at your service." Now, what you notice, I made a roll for this before we started. Fester detects a little bit of nervousness from Rictavio at this point. And what I would like everyone else to do is roll perception, please.
That's what I'm good
But
at.
not me then.
I just had a quick look. There isn't an Elvish word for comrade, so you couldn't have thought of anything that wasn't Russian either.
Yeah, I was going on your insight roll, Ted. So,
Okay.
your natural insight roll was enough.
Rokkr, you've got inspiration.
I have, yes.
Perception. So we've got. Oh, nice one, Jim. And
29.
then Jarek, can you roll perception, Mark?
Yeah, sure.
Rictavio's just introduced himself with a flourish and a bow.
20.
20. Okay.
Well, that's all the high rolls for the night, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame.
No. No, actually, 7's quite high for me.
So everyone other than Nick would notice, as you've all introduced yourself, especially Akxikas, with the declaration of him having a deity being a warlock. He sort of Mordenkainen raised his eyes, but as Rictavio introduces himself, you see Mordenkainen look. He's sort of not happy with the bow. And as you look around, you can also see that Fester's not quite sitting pretty with it either. Fester, you would know that Rictavio has just lied. Then what you all see with the perception of 20 plus, so everyone other than Nick, is Mordenkainen, and he's going to cast a spell, and he's not gonna hide it at all. It's just Nick's looking around the mansion. And it seems like a relatively intricate spell. Now, if I remember rightly, none of you have got the Arcana skill.
I don't
There's a
think
skill?
so. No, I
No.
don't.
No. So this Mordenkainen cast this spell. You're all aware of it, apart from Nick. Rictavio is aware of it as well, and he looks sort of a little bit scared as well at the time. Who everyone notices other than Nick. But Mordenkainen sort of resolves this brief exchange by sort of, interesting, and then he looks towards Nick. And you, sir?
I am Nik Ana, a paladin of Saloon. I've obviously heard of you and very impressed by, even in your previous state, what you could achieve. And would I have recognised what Rictavio cast, Greater Restoration?
No, because you. Oh, well. Wasn't who was it that mockingly said to the wizard, "Watch this," and then fluffed it horribly?
Was me.
I
thought
did
it was. I thought it was
J-Mo.
Nick.
Would Nick have recognised Greater Restoration to bring him back, or?
Well, we can have a roll for that if you wish. Please yourself if you want. It's probably religion for you then if you.
Yo.
Nope.
Are you
I did
saying
not
you
know
want
what
me
he
to
cast.
pick you up and give you a
Yeah,
squeeze?
sorry, dude.
In which
You'd
case,
be aware
I'm
of
not
what it
acknowledging
did, but
Victoria.
not the specifics.
Okay.
So he will say, "Well met to you, Paladin of Tyr." And finally,
Saloon.
Saloon.
beg your pardon,
Saloon.
I'm
sorry.
clear.
Yeah.
Get the right rod.
And
ultimate
to
Tyr.
our wood elf, second wood elf companion. Your name, sir?
Fester. Loving that fiery zappy thing you did.
Thank you.
That other guy's not quite with us though.
And he will look you all over and he will say, "So I suppose I'll take the lead. I shall tell you why I'm here and what happened to me in this fell land. It'll come as no surprise to you that I lost track of time a little while ago. I believe I've been here several months, if not longer. And I came having heard the name of Barovia and Strahd on more than a few twisted tales, and I decided to come and investigate to see if I could do something about it. After arriving in a desolate village known by the locals as the village of Barovia, I knew I was in the right place. It was more luck than anything that I arrived here. On the top of overlooking the village, I saw the castle, and I knew that I was in the right place. And I decided to confront this Strahd with an army of the locals. So I recruited the locals. I showed them what I was capable of, and a fair few of the young men came with me. We made it to Castle Ravenloft, and while there, the devil showed himself riding a nightmare. And you would know a nightmare as a hell steed, as
a popo.
Yeah, as
Popo.
a flying popo. And I, in my long years, I have travelled the multiverse. There isn't a plane that I haven't been to. There isn't a prime that I'm not aware of. I've never seen anything of Strahd's ilk. No matter what I threw at him, fire, lightning, force, he resisted it all. It's almost as if it had no effect to him. The fire engulfed him, but his skin healed. Now I know vampires have healing properties, but this is something else. The villagers, in their despair, fled. They were no use to me whatsoever. And I need to admit that he cast me down. And as I fell, I had a simple choice: run away and try again, or die. So I ran, and in my despair, I'm afraid I lost my mind, which I have to thank you for. And he turns towards Rictavio. In the process of being cast down, however, I misplaced my spellbook and my staff, both of which I would very much like to retrieve. But tell me.
Whereabouts?
Go on.
I said, whereabouts are they?
I've no idea. You've just brought me out of the madness now, and I have no way of
Sure, you're
learning all the
carrying one.
spells.
Okay, well, we'll definitely help if we can. Well, I will.
That's much appreciated. If I may ask, and he'll say to Rictavio first. I'll do Rictavio. Get Rictavio out of the way first. To you, my half elf friend, and you can. Fester would definitely pick up on the sort of irony in his voice when he says half elf. And he says, "Tell me your story, because you do not appear to be a holy man, and yet you clearly restored my state from madness." So what Rictavio will tell you is that he's been in Barovia for a couple of months. He will say that he also arrived looking for Strahd, looking to kill the devil, but he was playing a longer game. he was sitting tight, hiding in plain sight, biding his time. He was aware of the fact that Strahd occasionally hibernates, and he was waiting for such a time when he was going to sneak into the castle and just stake through the heart and be done with it. But he will also tell you that he's been looking for allies, specifically where he comes from, a place called Darkon, which is another demiplane of dread. He will tell you that he's been looking for the Keepers of the Feather. Keepers of the Feather are a known to Rictavio tribe of were-ravens. Were-ravens are good lycanthropes. And he will tell you that so far he's managed to rule out a few of the noble families in Barovia. The Indiraviches of the Barovian village, he doesn't believe that they're part of these Keepers of the Feathers. He's not sure about the Valakovich family, who's the Baron from Valaki. He's heard of the Vokta family that he needs to investigate. He's heard of the Martikovs, who run the winery and the inn. And he's also heard of the Kreskovs in Kresk, but he wasn't allowed in Kresk. Kresk being a very insular village, and he hasn't performed a service for them. They did ask if he could bring them a barrel or a crate of wine. They'd let him in, but he doesn't have access to that as it stands. But that's the reason he's there. So again, Fester would pick up a little bit of there's something, he's not telling the full truth here. The rest of you.
Can I do an insight check?
Well, I went with what's it called? Background insight, passive insight.
Right, fair play.
Because I rolled a deception check for Rictavio, Mark. I tell you what, go on then. If you want to, because the days sort of progressed.
19.
Okay, so you also pick up the fact that there's something not quite right about his story.
Yeah.
And because you rolled quite a good perception as well, didn't you? So with your perception, as you're looking around, you can see Mordenkainen is not convinced. You can see Fester isn't convinced. So you take a second look at Rictavio, and something doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But at this point, Rictavio finishes his dialogue, his story, as it were, and Mordenkainen turns to you guys, and he'll say, "And so it comes to you, gentlemen, your story. Why are you here? And specifically, why did you come to find?"
Who wants to tell it?
Well, Jarek's happy to explain the story of how us, and it indicates myself and Nick, arrived here
And
with
Vincent.
with the messenger in the pub coming forth, and in a very kind of soldierly fashion, it gives a very unelaborate account of meeting up with the other two, and very, very briefly, very little detail, just a very soldierly account, almost a report to a commander, is how we've got to where we are right now.
Handover.
Yeah,
It's also pointing out that when Adam said the messenger, we've now discovered is the eldest Stent brother, the group of Vistani living with.
I'll kind of allow for others to interject and add bits of colour or embellishments to the story, but Jarek would just give the bare bones facts of this is, how it's gone. But anyone else that wants to add in any colourful facts on top of it, he would pause to let them do so.
Okay.
I'd just add what when we what me and Rokkr were up to, and how we met them on the the other side of the portal, whatever if you like, gate, whatever it was. I bumped into him there, and that's why we're all here.
Okay.
As for why we're here with you and came seeking you, we, as it seems, share the agenda with you of destroying Strahd. Madam Eva gave us a tarot reading and told us to seek you out to aid us in destroying Strahd.
Okay, I'm gonna backtrack ever so slightly at the mention of the Vistani brothers. Rictavio sort of shifts and turns in your direction and starts looking at and listening to you intently at that point. You've had a conversation with Rictavio before, and Festa questioned him about him not being involved, especially with Argo. Not so much Aragal and Luvash, but definitely Argo, and he's nothing to do with it. He just sort of got caught in and then realised his mistake. But he's still definitely interested with these Vistani lads. And then when you move on to Madame Eva, both Rictavio and Mordenkainen sort of look round and say, interesting. And it's almost at the same time, and then they look at each other. They don't have a jinx moment. That would be too unprofessional.
I'm sure one of our many people would shout jinx at me.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No rebound.
Yeah, don't punch Mordenkainen on the arm. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And that was the end of the campaign.
And Mordenkainen will he'll gesture for Rictavio to continue. And forgive me, I don't know if we did this in another session. Did you mention Madame Eva to Rictavio before?
I wouldn't have. I think at the time we'd mentioned the Wizard of Winery. I don't.
Right, okay.
I think would have actively tried to avoid.
Yeah. So at this point, Mordenkainen gestures towards Rictavio to continue. So Rictavio turns to you and says, oh, "You've spoken to Madame Eva, and you had a reading from Madame Eva."
Yes, we did.
Just to clarify, and he'll say, "Okay, well, let me tell you a little bit about the Vistani. There are. This is Rictavio. As I hello,
lost. Is that a
stream?
Ted lost. Oh no, Ted's there. Who we lost?
No, it won't seem to let me restart my camera. I don't know why.
Okay. Oh, you're right. Me carrying on.
Yeah, you carry on. I'll play with it in a sec.
So he will tell you that in his experience traveling through the mists, he's come across two different types of Vistani. There's the original Vistani who are, although unfortunately they do travel the mists, and particularly in Barovia, they are beholden to Strahd, but they uphold ancient values. If you enter their camp, they will look after you. You break bread with them, they will look after you. If they make a promise, they will look after you. But there are a younger sect of Vistani, of which the miscreants near Vallaki are part of. And the Stent brothers are just evil. Unfortunately, all the elders from that camp died, and the Stent brothers took over. But if Madame Eva gave you a prophecy, tell me what was the prophecy?
Was that Rictavio asking?
Yes, Rictavio is asking. And Mordenkainen sort of sat there listening to you quite intently.
Well, I was going to ask Mordenkainen about the reading anyway. So I'll tell him what it is and ask his opinion on. And as Rictavio is interested as well, I'll look at him while I'm speaking also.
Sure. So at this point, there's an exchange again. There's another exchange between Rictavio and Mordenkainen when they sort of look at each other and they both sort of nod almost. These guys, as far as you're aware, have never met before, and they both turn to you and say, "This is possibly our chance." You are so far from the readings, from what you tell me, I am the only one. This is Mordenkainen now. I am the only I'm the only card reading that you've managed to get hold of.
Has Mark told them about all of them, though? I thought Mark was just telling about his.
So he's asking, He's asking, are we? He's asking, is he the only one we've managed to?
Yeah.
Right. So he's assuming that we've all had individual card readings. Yeah.
Well, we all had the same reading, didn't we? I thought with Madame Eva.
You all had the same reading.
We all got individual card readings, though. It wasn't just one for the group.
No, it was one for all of you.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All for one.
Hold up. Are you right, Dan?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear Adam. I had to drop back out.
So, Akxikas, would Akxikas have told him about all of the readings from the Tarokka deck?
Yeah. Well, I would, as long as I'm not getting daggers off anyone. I don't see any reason not to tell him. I mean, if he wants to fuck us over, he can anyway.
All the time, and you never stop.
He's one of the
right. So
greatest archmages of all time.
let's go back with what I've just said then. So you've disclosed to Mordenkainen and Rictavio the readings and the nature of the readings, and Mordenkainen has asked you if so far the only one that you've managed to discover is him.
Yes.
I believe the only one we've seen through to what appears to be its end is you. We have the location and means to gain a second.
The means.
As in,
We have the location.
so far, you don't.
Jared would interject that we have the location. We do not know.
So far, only I've got it because we've not been anywhere. I've told anyone anything. So this is all news to you that we've got a second one. So this is where I'd do the disclosing if need be.
So Mordenkainen, it's not that his demeanour changes. He doesn't become excited or necessarily, but he sort of leans forward conspiratorially and says, "Well, this is our in. This is our way to destroy the devil. We have a mighty sword. We have a symbol of great power. We have something that's going to aid us. You found me. Apparently, I'm integral to this prophecy, and also the last card reading, which originally came out as the mists, that has been
now the Temptress.
Yeah, retold as the Temptress, is where we can find him in Castle Ravenloft. It's all coming together. What we need to do is we need to find all of these, and then get ready to confront the devil.
I believe this is only a theory. I have a suspicion that the seductress is, what's the girl's name who we left in Vallaki?
Irina.
Yeah, Irina is, again, this is theory, because there was the painting of her that was hundreds of years old. I've got a feeling that she's some sort, I don't know if she's a reincarnation or whether it's just a doppelganger, but she's exactly the same. Strahd believes, I think, that she's somehow a tie to some lost love from the past. I think the Temptress may be her, and it may be her tempting him into a scenario where we might be able to kill him.
Speaking of that, I've had a thought on that, Akxikas. That the thing says, the reading says, a vault of temptation hidden behind a woman of great beauty. Could the entrance be behind that giant painting in the library?
At this point, I'll kind of interject about Nik to a bit more of an elaboration on where we have this other one from, and which other one, if he's not told us.
Yeah, I'll see what you're about.
This is now
Have you been with us the whole time?
No, whilst you were looking for tracking, I went into the tent to talk to the injured elf, who we were told had a weapon of something. Was it a weapon of sunlight or something?
It was something of great power. I think it was another one from the reading.
It's the beggar.
Yeah, something of that nature.
Yeah, a sword of sunlight, a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight.
Yeah.
He showed me the hilt. Just the
hilt.
Never
heard it called that before.
Of a weapon.
Just the tip.
To him, he valued it, but it was mundane. However, when I held it, I got the sense of power from, say, Loon through it. He has a request that if we help him in this endeavour, the sword is ours.
Yeah, in that case, that's a solid yes.
And I'll retell what he told us about his sister, wasn't it, who was killed by Strahd, and he wants to resurrect her. There's the power to resurrect in the Amber Temple. He wants escorting there so he can try and bring his sister back. We're
going there anyway.
The only bit I'm not going to say is JMO's friend killed women and children, because that's going to annoy him. So if JMO remembered from it, I'm not telling you that bit on purpose.
Sure.
In terms of when we can do this mission, he is still recovering from his illness, and he wouldn't be ready for at least 4 days anyway. Just to put things into time frames and perspective there.
Okay.
He was your first cured disease with lay on hands, wasn't he? Ever?
He was.
You are.
Yeah, that was a nice ability to have at that point.
It was cured a bit of consumption.
Oh.
So both Rictavio and Mordenkainen are taking all of this in. So Rictavio will now ask. So what about the other clues then? You have this. This card tells of a powerful force, a holy symbol. Do you have any clues as to? And he'll ask you again.
So once he's asked that, I'd then point out Mordenkainen has just said that all of these readings obviously link Mordenkainen to us, and there's links within it all. None of these tarot readings have any link to you. I say to Rictavio, is there anything that links you to this?
As you read out all of the readings, Rictavio will say, no, I don't believe so. As I've said, I am here as an enemy of Strahd. I came here to defeat him, but I came here alone to defeat him. Not as a head-on confrontation, but I came here to defeat him. So my stealthy approach to attack him when he was at his most vulnerable, my plan has changed. You guys have a prophecy. You seem to be able to handle yourself for now. If we manage to complete, he definitely says we. If we manage to complete all of these missions, collect all of these items, then I believe we can destroy the devil. If you will have me.
Is the Sabertooth coming as well?
He'll sort of turn towards you and he'll say, of course you would, my druid friend, you would have spotted the Sabertooth. And he'll sort of say, yes, that's Daphne.
Daphne, ace.
Daphne is a present for the Stent brothers. I had planned to let her loose in the camp, but she can come with us, or I can let her free.
Please don't let her loose in the camp where the man we're helping is.
That makes sense. Understood. It's just I have an issue with that particular Vistani camp, and the evil of the types of Vistani. I have an issue with those. That's what Daphne was for.
I mean, if we're protecting this elder, would the perfect time for the cat to enter the camp is whilst he's on a mission to the Amber Temple and out of harm's way?
Sounds reasonable to me. But as to answer you, to reiterate, no, I'm not involved. I don't think any of these cards point towards me. But I am here. I'm here to help. I do have
a box of tricks.
A box of tricks and some divine abilities that I can add to the mix. At this point, Mordenkainen sort of turns to him, and Mordenkainen will sort of say, "And do you wish to tell us any more?" So I'm going to get. No, let me just roll it very quickly. To which Rictavio will say, "No, not really. I'm here to help you."
Come on, I'll say that. What you're not telling us? There's something. I'm not disputing your motives or saying you're a bad guy or anything. But what is it? There's something that you're not telling us. Come on. you know, if we're going to do this, we need to know the score.
Okay. Let's have a persuasion check from you then.
I'll give myself a little D4.
Obviously.
Boogity
Persuasion.
boogity as he casts a spell and then says it.
Yeah. Just no. It's gonna have to. I could get a maximum of a 9. Let's wait and see.
Maximum of a 13.
Yeah. Did that not work? No. Roll.
I'm still going to say that 13 is not going to be enough.
Well, you'd be surprised because Rictavio has just rolled poorly.
Ooh.
So at this point, Rictavio looks towards Mordenkainen. And Mordenkainen because you sort of see him now, Mordenkainen says, "I'll tell you what, my good doctor, I'll do you a favour." And I'm just going to assume that there's a spell called Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation is a very basic spell that you'd all kind of be aware of. And Mordenkainen is going to cast it sort of 3 times in a row. One to shave his head, the other to give himself a little goatee, and the other to sort of clean his robes. His robes, you can tell, used to be fine. If there's sort of runes and black robes, but runes and etchings all over. If there was any magic to them, they certainly don't have any now. But he's now bald-headed. He's basically Ming the Merciless without the hat type thing. He's the Mordenkainen that you may have seen pictures of before now.
The photo from the Facebook group or the messenger group we put in.
Yeah. So Rictavio will Mordenkainen will say, "Does that help, my good doctor?" And Rictavio will sort of say, he'll turn to Mordenkainen and he'll say, This demiplane that you've created, it is secure." And Mordenkainen will nod. And Rictavio will say, "Okay." And what you see is he takes his hat, and he takes his hat off. And as he takes his hat off, the top of his head, where his lustrous golden half-elf locks are cascading down, all of a sudden become recede at the front. And he's got a bit of a receding pate, and grey hair changes. And it's only shoulder length. And then you see a couple of liver spots and crow's feet, massive crow's feet, and wrinkles. And he's changing from top to bottom, from a young, lithe half-elf into a very old, late 70s maybe, human, dressed in brown leather armor. He's got sort of spectacles on, very basic spectacles. Rokkr would recognize him straight away. You've seen this picture. You see this picture almost daily, a couple of times a day, in the back of your little pamphlet. And Rictavio, as he takes his hat off and this transformation occurs, Mordenkainen will take the lead and he will say, "Gentlemen, may I introduce Dr. Rudolf van Richten?" And Van Richten takes a bow, and he sort of turns towards Mordenkainen and he says, "Archmage, thank you. Gentlemen, if you would, I would ask you to keep this a secret. I believe I have entered Barovia as my swan song. As you can see, I'm not young anymore, but I am here as my last greatest endeavor to kill the devil. I am here for you."
Yeah, we're in.
Well met, ally. Well met.
Yeah.
I'll
shake his hand if you will.
Long and hard, and I've survived many a battle thanks to the words in the book I have that was given to me.
That's what all of us have.
Are you going to get him to sign it?
Yeah.
I'm not a fanboy. I'm just mutually admirable.
I am a bit of a
Akxikas has already got Mordenkainen to sign his staff.
Yeah, not the one he's carrying.
Yes.
In response, because Van Richten he'll click his. I like to think of him sort of as having sort of a German accent almost, and he'll click his heels.
Does he look a bit like Peter Cushing?
Little bit, yeah. A little bit. I'll send you a picture in a minute.
Yeah.
It sort of clicks his heels and bows to Rokkr and says, "It's good to know that my work still goes on. It is an honour indeed to fight alongside you. I would ask, however, for now, if you wouldn't mind, to keep my secret
Oh
to
yeah,
yourselves."
yeah, no problem.
And he turns towards Mordenkainen and then turns back to you and he says, "I have suggestions for how we proceed. Tell me, what were you planning to do next?"
That's a very good question. And
we had two. Well,
We're going somewhere tomorrow.
yeah.
yeah,
We've got a few things
we've
coming
got
up.
to attend a turd in the punch bowl. I don't really want to, but we're kind of obliged to attend the turd in the punch bowl. So
And shortly after that, we're going to try and save my life. So,
yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that as well.
Yes, we.
Yeah.
nothing taxing.
If you could offer some
Vesta is
advice in that.
being terrorized by night hags. If you have any aid,
I will
give
ask.
both preventing future encounters. It seems to be whilst he sleeps, he is well, unless Vesta, of course, wants to do the explaining of more vivid.
He's reminded me of something. I've just Nick's just jogged Akxikas' memory big time. He says, "Mordenkainen," he says, I've been practicing. I can't do it yet, not yet, but I'm working towards being able to cast spells ritually, and I've got this book. And I'll show him the Book of Shadows and say, would it be possible, because this will shield our friend, to not now, won't be useful now, but at some point in the near future, could we please hassle you to maybe put a scroll of to record the ritual version of Leomund's tiny hut in my book? Would that be something you could do?
He will say that. He'll say, "Interesting, ritual caster. You do have many talents. Unfortunately, until I recover my spell book, I only have the spells that I currently have memorized. When I have access to my spell book again, then yes, that's no problem."
Yeah.
Leomund was my student, my pupil.
I believe so. Yes, thank you very much. I say it's no use to us now anyway, because I say I've not mastered the rituals as we speak. But thank you very much. That'll be most useful in keeping Fester from being bomb raped in his sleep by strap-on wielding old women.
So Van Richten, I'm not going to hold you to the Van Richten Rictavio thing. If you accidentally say Van Richten, I'm going to assume that you mean Rictavio, and I'm so surprised that I got all the way to this point without saying Van Richten. So I'm big lord to myself. But Van Richten at this point is going to say to you, after you've told him about, I'm just going to assume again that you've full unload. You've told him about Morrigan, you've told him about the Baron, you've told him that you're going to be honoured as gods, and you've been sort of what's the term when you get drafted?
Press
gangs. Thank you, Mark. Into serving as sort of deputies. Militia, yeah. And he'll sort of, Van Richten will say, "You mean to go ahead with this? Why not just not return to Blackie?"
We have been advised that if we don't turn up to this ceremony, we should never show our faces again. And it seems like
someone who's in Blackie may be very helpful to us.
And it's an important place. It seems to be the centre of commerce and the way to get information and items to have ourselves excluded from permanently.
So if Rictavio can change his face, maybe he can help us with that, so we wouldn't have to go back as well.
Rictavio will say, "Unfortunately, that's all due to this," and he'll show you his hat, and it's a hat of disguise. So he puts the hat on, turns him into Rictavio, takes the hat off. He's Van Richten, but he will put the hat on, and he turns into a halfling lady, and then takes it off. So that's what the hat does. So we will.
Start the hat for Halloween.
Yeah, handy. He will sort of respond by saying, "Of course, your sister. I mean, forgive me for saying Akxikas, but it sounds like she isn't your sister anymore."
I don't believe she is. The only thing I've heard of an item, I don't know if you know where one may exist. There's an item that I learned of whilst plotting an escape route from hell, called a helm of opposite alignment. Does this sort of item still exist? And if so, would you know of any way? Because I believe that's one of the only ways I could make her again.
Interesting. I've not. Mordenkainen will pep up now. Van Richten's sort of not too sure, but Mordenkainen say that is an old item indeed. I'm not entirely sure that there are any that exist anymore, but it's something that we could look into in future. So, to my understanding, Mordenkainen now will say you're wanting to go ahead with the festival tomorrow at Vallaki, which I understand. What I would suggest is if you 5 go ahead to Vallaki, do what you need to do, and then and he turns towards Van Richten, and he says, and he makes a point of saying it. Rictavio and I can meet you out of the east gate of Vallaki at your discretion whenever you want, and I suggest the 7 of us make haste to destroy the Night Hags. And Van Richten will say, "Yep, I don't see a problem with 5 of us together. Let's do it."
I would request.
I so want to get involved with that. I so want to kick some hag. How do we stop?
In terms of the time frame, it's also left them. I've got a silver sword commissioned. It would be ready the day after the festival. Will this aid in the fighting of the Night Hags, or is it? Or would I draw my show my long sword? Would my mundane long sword be just as effective?
Van Richten, and also what I'm going to say this for you, Jim, if that's all right. So Van Richten and Rokkr at the same time will say, "No, you'll need the silver," and then Van Richten will sort of nod towards Rokkr as if to say, "Yes, yes, my student. The student has become the master."
So the time frame I was given is it will be ready the day after the festival. I can, of course, drop in on the day of the festival and see if there is any way of speeding that up. But if we're not to meet again until the outskirts, would the safe bet be the following day?
The following day.
We need to arrange a place. Then where shall we find you?
Between the two of them, Rictavio will. Rictavio knows Barovia a little bit better. During the discussion, Rictavio will say that he will meet you on the Old Svalich Road, east of Vallaki, in 2 days' time, and him and Mordenkainen will say, "We'll find you. Just head east towards the windmill, and we'll find you." But Rictavio, while you're discussing Barovia, he will tell you of a Lake Baratok, which is to the west. It's small. Your Vallaki, you're north of Lake Zarovich at the minute. Lake Baratok is over to the west, and he will tell you of a wizard's tower that he has been living in there. And he will tell you that it's his safe house. It's a ruined tower with an anti-magic field surrounding it. There's a simple puzzle on the door which he'll say, "I'm sure gentlemen of your caliber will be able to solve without any problems. But if ever you need a safe house away from prying eyes, that's safe from magic, please feel free to make that your home." But just to reiterate, they're going to meet you in 2 days' time, so day after tomorrow, on the road east of Vallaki. They'll find you.
With him just mentioning that lake, I'll just inquire if there's like a den of wolves in the hills nearby overlooking it. He's come across at all,
or he will say that he spent a few weeks there doing his research. He was in and out of Vallaki when he first arrived, and he did notice that the howls seemed to be coming from north of the lake regularly. Whereas the rest of Barovia, it's background noise, but to the north of Lake Baratok, there was definitely sounds of wolves.
That sounds like a place to visit at some stage in the near future.
I don't know if this is going to help Mordenkainen, but earlier he believes he's been inflicted with the madness for months. Whilst in Barovia, Citizens Heir told us, we now know of yourself leading an army up to the castle. This was just over a year ago, if that helps in any way for you to formulate work out how long you've been here.
He would suggest, it sounds like it's longer than I thought then. Perhaps the madness truly took over me.
Oh, I was going to top me drink up. I shall be too shit.
Been here for a year.
And I know, obviously, Victoria said he didn't get into Kresk, but I'll just ask, start to ask him a few questions if he knows anything about the abbot. I imagine he probably wouldn't, based on what he did when he came here, because he was the wrong side of the area, wasn't he?
Barovia, yes,
yeah.
He will say, I'm assuming that you're asking because I've heard the same as you, that there's an abbot arrived over 100 years ago, human, but has never aged. Is that what you've heard?
We've heard
I
human that never ages.
I honestly thought David frozen then mid-talking, so I was waiting for it to catch up.
Yeah, so he'll tell you I've heard of a human a priest, a monk turn up who doesn't seem to have aged in the past 100 years.
However, that does lead to when you'd asked us of our plans. The only other two things we were considering is we wanted to pay this abbot a visit, but as you said, you need something to get in. And we also wanted to help solve the case of the Wizard of Winery. Now, you said you were told you wouldn't be able to go in without a cask of wine. It seems if we were to help solve the issue of the Wizard of Winery and as a reward get a cask of wine, that would then allow us to enter the second part.
I think that's so. We'll just need to prioritise what we're going to do first. We've got to do this festival, haven't we? That's going to be. Is that tomorrow, Dave?
Yes.
So festival, hags, wine, abbot. Unless anything else comes up, or we want to.
I think sit through the festival, slope off at the first possible opportunity when we to meet them when we've arranged, haven't we? Time.
It's got to be the day after because we've got to wait for that sword.
Did you want to say something, Jim? Did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to ask Mordenkainen during the time that he feels that he's lost his mind. Did he have any lucid moments? Does he ever recall? Does he have a place where he recalls last having his spell book, or is his mind completely gone since his arrival?
He will tell you that he remembers very little. He remembers walking through the wilderness. He remembers a town that, as you've discussed where you are and what's happening, he believes it. He's talking about Vallaki, and he will tell you that he walked through the streets and was shunned and thrown out, but he was able, in his madness, to find the materials he needed to cast this mansion spell, which is how he's been able to survive. And he also recalls in his wanderings coming across a flooded village, a ruined flooded village, which he remembers was along a river with mountains. He seems to remember heading south, and he was tracking his spellbook to that location. But that's all he can remember. He can't remember anything other than a river leading to a flooded, ruined village.
Was it his staff as well he's lost?
Yeah, he's no idea about the staff. Staff and spellbook at the same place.
Yeah. If we were to come across either of these items, are there any easily recognisable things that he could tell us? And equally, are there any pitfalls in perhaps approaching them? Do they have any defence mechanisms preventing us from acquiring them to give back to him?
So he will give you a description of the staff, and he's describing quite an elaborate looking staff, and he will say the staff itself doesn't have any security features. The spellbook, however, and he will describe the spellbook to you. I know, Ted, I ran out of words.
It's got a fingerprint.
It's got a fingerprint, and he'll say, "Don't open the spellbook." So we'll say sort of a black journal with gold filigree on it, with a large M on the front.
Has he got
He's not describing the quarterstaff that Mark has, just to confirm.
No,
mine definitely does have magical powers.
This is for if Akxikas would know. When you went shopping for your robe, didn't you also come across a spellbook in a shop? It's not the one that you came across in the shop.
So, gold.
No,
there wasn't
it wasn't. It wasn't.
On the internet today.
Yeah, I think the spellbook wasn't it one that we found and sold in Barovia? Oh no, we sold it to somebody. Oh, did we sell it? Have we still got it? I don't know.
We sold some books, not a spellbook.
I thought one of them was a spellbook, but it wasn't like an archmage's spellbook, was it?
No. So it sounds like we've got ourselves a bit of a plan going forwards then. So festival, because you're still, and again, apologies, DM and apologies. I believe it's only sort of perhaps tea time latest. Go on, Ted.
Just for
I'll crack one off.
The hat thing. You know, Rictavio's hat.
Yeah.
Can that disguise him as a child?
Yeah.
You think you can hag bait?
No.
Like it.
Disguise self. Hello.
Oh yeah, Jim can still disguise.
Yeah. Although the hat does it for free on will, doesn't it, as well? So we could save your spell slots for the combat.
Wombat.
I think that the hat seems to be the amount he's changed in front of us. It doesn't seem to be limited on how many times you can do it.
With again, Van Richten will step in and say, in terms of these hags, I don't see it as an issue. Archmage, the four of you guys, and myself, all we need to do is either kill one of them, or make one of them venture into the ethereal and leave the others vulnerable. That will negate their coven. And
whoa. So if one's invulnerable, the coven's broken while they're in ethereal?
If one goes ethereal, the coven's broken. All we need to do is either kill one or make one of them flee. And then
I will just ask then, obviously, with Mordenkainen saying he literally only has the spells he's got less, does he have the ability to stop all of them going ethereal?
He says, I don't have the ability, but all we need to do is just bully them. Hags are bullies. And what do you do with bullies? And as he says this, it sort of fire erupts into his hand, and you can tell it's just a cantrip. But you've never felt heat like it coming from this cantrip in his hand as it just burns. And he'll say, we strike them. We make them.
How do we prevent them all going ethereal and getting away? How do we stop that?
He can hurt them ethereal, I thought.
I can see them ethereal. And I can track them in the ethereal. And he will mention being able to spot things invisible.
How can we prevent them all from escaping?
There aren't many ways to prevent them from escaping. There is a spell, Magic Circle, but unfortunately it takes a minute to cast, which is not what we need. What we need is to hit one of them hard and fast to kill or make them flee. That negates the coven feature, and then the rest of them are quite easy. Once one is dead or has fled, all we need to do is talk to them and change this bargain that they've got over you and try and free Festa's soul.
So the aim isn't to kill them all; it's to break the coven, and then, as you
then
say,
when soon as Ted's okay,
beneficial.
as soon as Ted's okay, we're going to gouge. Well, I'm going to gouge their eyes out. As soon as it's all right.
Well, so Jarek's response with that, they are killers and eaters of children.
Yeah, we're gonna badly hurt them.
Van Richten at this point, he'll click his heels again and nod towards Jarek and say, "Agreed." Mordenkainen sort of shrugs.
Yeah, I'm not expecting the wizard to care.
In terms of hitting them hard and fast and focusing on one, does anybody have the ability to hold this hag?
What?
I've got no. Oh, I find now. I don't
Mark,
think
don't say
yes,
no. You're the
I do
one that
actually. I can hold monster. Would they count as monsters?
Yep.
Well, yeah, in that case, yes.
Interesting. At this point, because as you're discussing, Mordenkainen raises his eyebrow at Akxikas and looks back to Nik Ana and say, "Interesting group. This could be fun."
I'll show him my stuff as it's not me. It's this. I'm not going to try and claim to be
He straight away disagrees and says, "No, this staff is yours. This is you."
Thank you very much. I'll smile and sheepishly look away.
Mordenkainen said something nice towards. So that's the second thing that you're going to do, and then the third one is the Wizard of Wine's winery. So what they'll both say to you is, so the plan as it stands, you do what you need to do in Vallaki. We'll meet you the day after on the road to the hags. We'll take them apart, and then I suggest we go our separate ways. Van Richten will say, I need to stay hidden and I need to do a little bit of research myself. I need a bit more investigating to do. I have the ability to contact all of you, so he can cast the sending spell and he can contact you all individually. Mordenkainen will say yes, and also after we've dealt with the hags, I would be going my own way to try and do more research into trying to find my staff and spellbook. But we can stay in contact magically in this land of Barovia while you head towards the Wizard of Wine's winery. I'm just going to backtrack ever so slightly in terms of night hags. Night hags have there's sort of three artifacts that they can create. The hag eye, you're well aware of by now. There's a soul bag, but there's also a hearthstone.
Don't tell me where they get the bag from. I don't want to know.
No, you don't want to know. But the hearthstone is what gives them the ability to enter the ethereal. So the only other way to potentially stop them escaping into the ethereal, and they keep them inside this soul bag. So all of these night hags, and you'd have seen it as they say this to you, they all have a soul bag in which is this ability to turn them ethereal. That's the only other way that you can stop them escaping.
Oh, that's nice to know. Oh, I want to kick some hag. I really do want to kick some hag.
Should we fast forward a session and then return to Vallaki?
In terms of keeping Vesta safe during the night, it's inside this mansion. I don't know what time it is. But did we get the time of when the festival is? Is it early morning?
No, you didn't. You don't.
We'd need to be in Vallaki, so we need to get back to the church for hallowed ground to sleep on. Have you got any way of getting us? Because we've got a lake to cross and it's getting late.
Time.
Yeah, there's plenty of time, Dan. You'd make it.
Yeah, you have loads of time.
Yeah.
Remember, Jarek rose like a beast.
Yeah.
Beast, indeed. So, any other business in Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion with these two legends that you've been conversing with, or shall we move?
Oh, we've asked the questions.
If it's
we've got
time,
the answers.
Have we got a
can't
meal?
we stay there? We'll stay for tea, I think.
Sit-down meal.
As you've been talking in the mansion, Mordenkainen gestures you to the banquet hall, and double doors swing open, and there's a massive long dining table there, full of food. Philly
Get
boots.
involved. Yeah, get involved. You can't take it out the house though; it'll just disappear. But
I don't know that. I'm putting chicken drumsticks in my
and a bag of flour.
In your pauldrons.
Bag of flour. I've got my bag of flour
in Critical Role. They said what they got. What was left was a small pocket of chicken-scented air. That was all that was left.
Does he have any potions of healing or any such things that might aid us in the coming days?
Unfortunately, not both.
I don't even know if this is a thing, but I would ask if it's possible. Do either of them, but mainly Mordenkainen, have a way to enchant our holy man's mace so he can hurt the hags with it?
Okay.
I don't know if that's even possible, but he is one of the best archmages ever of all time.
Mordenkainen will say no. I currently don't have the magic weapon spell prepared. It is a low enough ability, but unfortunately, it's not something. And also, it is something that I would have to concentrate on. While he's discussing concentration as well, we need to, before we go against the hags, you need to figure out who's casting protection from good and evil, and almost all of you need to have it prepared and cast on yourself for that fight. So we need to do a little bit of research. Van Richten can cast it. Mordenkainen can't cast it.
There is another option. I don't know if this works. Obviously, there's 3 of them, but I can potentially compel one of them to a duel if I was to be protected, but it would only draw the attention of one.
Does that mean it can't use its reactions against other targets, or?
Then you want just the mechanics of it?
Yeah.
They can use reactions. I believe it just gives them, whoever I target with it has disadvantage against everyone but me. Okay. And then if I was protected, I've had a disadvantage as well.
Because the nasty thing about the Coven feature is their counterspell. They do have nasty spells, access to lightning bolts, eye blight, and other powerful things, but it's their ability, 3 of them, to cast counterspell.
So do we need, before we have this hold purse, if we're trying to hold monster, do we need to try and draw out counterspells before?
Yeah, ideally.
Right,
so
yeah.
we want to.
And can any of us cast a magical silence?
Want to be put in, but then it stops all of our spellcasters, and if we've got the most powerful archmage, let's not take away his ability to cast spells.
It is a difficult one. Hags they're immortal and very, very nasty, and they've survived a long time for a very good reason. Van Richten will say to you, and he will say, both Mordenkainen and Van Richten are making light of them. It is going to be a struggle, but you should manage.
So we do want to be going in with our most powerful things to start, just in order to draw out those counterspells.
Yeah, indeed.
And if we clear the way.
Yeah. We can talk about this surely on the walk there, rather than.
Yeah.
We've got the festival to deal with.
And that's also possibly a text conversation that you can all have, and I can join in as either Victavio. It's not something that we need to do in session.
Yeah,
I'm just reading. Sorry, I'm just reading Globe of Invulnerability. It doesn't mention you can't cast out of it. It just says an immobile, faintly shimmering barrier springs into existence 10-foot radius around me. Any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier cannot affect creatures or objects within it, even if the spell is cast using a higher spell slot. Such a spell can target creatures and objects within the barrier, but the spell has no effect on them. Similarly, the area within the barrier is excluded from the area effects of such spells. So I think you can cast out of that. It specifically states cast from outside the barrier.
Van Richten will also mention to you that in his possession that he keeps with him at all times, he has a scroll of Raise Dead. Should the worst case scenario happen, however, he sort of pats his chest conspiratorially where you see this scroll tube. He's not letting that go. However, he does have a spell scroll of protection from fiends in his wagon, and he'll say he'll turn to Fester and say, and while we're on the subject of defeating the hags, on your way out of Vallaki, if you could pick that up, from where. I'll give you permission to enter that. In there, Is there anything else that could help you? I mean, there's a silvered short sword, but you're picking up a silvered. So I don't know if
whether Rokkr wants that, just so he's got a melee option.
Yeah. So he'll say there's to Rokkr, there's a silvered short sword in there. If help yourself if you want it. There's also a spell scroll of protection from undead, but that's no good to you at this point. And he'll ask you to leave that alone.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you then. I'm trying not to dwell on the hags and the next session too much, but did you want to take the wagon with you? Or are you just going to...
And Daphne.
And Daphne.
But it's got... Isn't it... What's his name's wagon? Half-elf man who's not really a half-elf. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what he's saying to you. Rictavio's saying to you, we could go in there.
Or do we want to... Yeah, cool. That'll speed us up. Happy days.
Okay, so he'll tell you that he'll as you're leaving Lake Zarovich, he'll come with you over Lake Zarovich. He'll enter Vallaki as Rictavio, and he'll take his wagon out, and he'll meet you on the wagon. So you don't need to retrieve the items. He'll do it for you.
Cool. What level is Counterspell?
3.
That means I don't think they could counterspell us if we're in globe of invulnerability. They can target creatures within the barrier, but the spells have no effect on them. What do you reckon?
That's what it says.
So that's going to be Giftus Maximus, because they can't use Lightning Bolt. Well, they can.
It's possibly. I mean, virtually none of your party could be put to sleep, or it's really difficult to because it's a Wisdom save. But it's
I can go to sleep.
Yeah, it's the possession abilities that you want the protection from good and evil.
Yeah. We need
your answer about my because I asked about potions and things to help. Was that the answer?
Yeah, I did. Yes, Jim. I've just had a look through his inventory on his wagon, and there isn't any scrolls of potions of healing, I'm afraid.
Yep, no worries.
Sorry, dude.
But thank you. Yeah.
There are. There's 20. Oh, it's crossbow bolts. That's no good to you. Well, so there's 20 silvered arrows that he can give to you.
That would be most graciously received.
Did you have a few left, Jim, as well? From we got given some, didn't we, when we were hunting werewolves at the very start?
Yes, I have got some.
Yeah, so you've fully got some viable ammunition, which is nice.
Okay. Business concluded in Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion.
It is for me. Don't know if everyone's the same.
Adam looks like he's about to fall asleep. He actually was.
Right.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. Do you need to knock it on the head, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Fatigued. He's fatigued.
I can make it up till 10. Then I'm going to have to crash.
Okay. Let's move forwards a little bit then. So, without too much difficulty, you make it out of with no difficulty whatsoever. You make it out of the mansion. It is starting to get dark. Across the river, back to Vallaki. Mordenkainen is accompanying you now as Mordenkainen. So he'll say to you, "I'm not going to enter Vallaki. I'm going to skirt round and set up my mansion to the east." Rictavio now with his hat on, he's the half elf again. He enters Vallaki with you. The guards wave you in. At the guard tower, as you enter through the north gate, Morrigan is there, and she bids the guards to open the gate, and the gate swings open. They're just lighting the torches all the way around. Morrigan meets you at the gate.
Yeah, I'll wave as we approach.
Say again, Mark. Sorry.
I'll wave and smile as we approach.
Sure. Yeah. So she comes towards you, gives you a hug, and says, "Yes. Well, it's good. It's good that you've arrived, brother. I feared that."
Hug.
Oh, we have had and still have to do important things, but we've told you we'd attend. We're going to attend. Here we are.
Understood, brother. Understood. And she, as you all walk through, she's got a hand round Akxikas as you're walking. As Nik walks near, she will pinch your backside.
I'll
with
send him.
her demon hand.
Do I see that?
Roll perception.
Obviously, it was a long time ago, but I'm fairly sure after the Baron left the table, we did put it to her that we were happy to be here today, but we weren't going to be serving in the guard. Did she? I might not be remembering it correctly. Did she say that she would try and see what she could do about that or not?
She did. Unfortunately, as she's walking along, goosing Nik with her arm around Akxikas, she'll say, "Look, the Baron, he's used to getting his own way, and I am here to facilitate that as much as possible, and I couldn't persuade him otherwise. It is a good life working for the Baron."
But we will not be staying in town after today. We will be moving.
We'll be back, no doubt. It's not like we'll.
At this, Morrigan stops, and you feel her arm tense around Akxikas' shoulder, and she says, "You are the Baron's men now. I would advise you." Sorry, say again.
No, that's just me.
Okay.
I would, yeah. I would say, did you hear word of how we arrived in town last night?
Yeah.
I can't remember myself.
In the black coach.
Yeah. She'll sort of say, "Indeed. Not only, yes, no. Pray tell. It sounds like you have a story."
It's not a story that we can share, but surely the Baron would be unwise to keep us from our duties after arriving in that fashion. We must leave the city after this.
We've got souls
we would obviously rather stay, but if we were to stay here, the Baron would be dissuading or disobeying a direct command from...
After we sleep, can I give my inspiration to Nik?
Yeah, you can. You can give it now because that was awesome. So that's a deception with advantage.
Can I give him a D4?
Yes, you can.
Wicked.
How can you give him a D4? That came out of nowhere.
I don't care. We want a good roll.
You let guidance get away too easily. That's pretty solid.
So you see as she's got her arm around Akxikas and she's looking concerned at you all with this sort of demon hand as after it's pinched Nik, and she'll say, "Really?"
Did she use the demon hand to pinch?
She used the demon hand to pinch. Yeah, take 1 hit point there. She'll say, say 1 hit point anal damage. Stop it. Too far. She'll say,
I regret agreeing to go on until 10 o'clock now.
Yeah, she'll say that changes things. Forgive me, I must inform the Baron. And she starts to move away, and she'll turn back and she'll say to you, "The Baron expects you at sundown.
We'll be there
tomorrow. Sundown. Arrive just before sundown so we can talk you through what's going to happen. And it's at the town square.
It starts at night tomorrow.
Just at sundown, yeah. It's a festival of the blazing sun. There's these effigies all around. There's sort of burning log piles everywhere.
The sun's out during the day.
Yeah, but it's
That's
a fire.
How the sun works.
It's a fire festival to keep the sunlight going throughout the day, as opposed to
your mama.
You don't put your mama on the pyre.
You can't say your mama. It's your mama too when you're talking to your sister.
Your mama's so fat.
She jump up in the air and she gets stuck. You have to be pretty chubby for that, to be fair.
Yeah. So so Morrigan now starts to walk off, and you can see everywhere she goes, she's got at least 2 or 3 guards with her.
I'll just run after her a bit and just try to explain. She says, "Look, we really have got, things with the count. It's we're not just being, arsey or anything. It's I mean, I'm sure the Baron wouldn't want us to bring wrath like that upon Vallaki, especially not with him at the top of the pile.
I think
Yeah,
to be fair, as much as I hate to do it, I think she'd want to know more, and she'd now that she's alone with Akxikas, she'd be saying, "So tell me, you have the ear of the brother, you have the ear of the devil."
Why?
To a certain extent, we went for lunch. It was wonderful. He told me
there's a selection of videos you can
that
watch.
he had effectively. I'll tell you what he told me. He told me that the devil arm that you now have was his doing, and also that he twisted you into a creature that's not what she used to be.
And she'll say, "Strahd told you this."
Yes, straight out of his mouth.
Wow. Roll deception then, Mark.
Yeah, because it's not strictly true, but he did say it in a roundabout way. Right. Can I give myself a D4?
Yeah, you can. Without Adam moaning at me. Yes, you can.
I won't moan about that one. He knows he's trying to do it.
Gritty persuasion. Where is it? Is it there?
You've got a point, actually, mate. I never considered that.
Yeah, yeah.
It was deception.
I mean,
Deception's better, isn't it, Mark?
Because
it was a deception check. What's your modifier for deception?
Sorry. What did I roll? Persuasion.
You rolled 13.
13. What's your deception plus?
I'm looking for it now. Deception plus 4 is the same.
Okay. She'll sort of say, "Wow, this. I have more questions. So how?
Do you remember anything about? I mean, obviously, I would imagine you remember losing your arm. Do you remember getting the new one?
I remember losing my arm. I remember being dragged through the mists. I remember screaming. I remember waking up and the Baron being there and him taking me back to his house and healing me and looking after me. And then a few months later, I remember a dream. If you recall, I told you about this temple of Amber.
Indeed.
And power from this temple of Amber, and I woke up with this, and she sort of flexes the fingers of her demonic arm, this barbed devil arm.
Yeah, well, I think it might be bad for you, but we are one of the reasons why we can't. We simply cannot stay here permanently. Is I've no way near given up trying to find something that'll fix you back to, how everything used to be without any pain or discomfort or death.
She'll say to this. She'll say, "Fix. I am whole, brother. This is power. I don't want fixing."
It's not. The fixing's not. Doesn't need to be. It isn't physical. I know you're very powerful. I can see. It's not that. That's not the problem.
Understood, brother. She'll say, "But I have your word that you're going to be there tomorrow."
Yes, you certainly do.
I'll do what I can with the Baron tomorrow. If you make sure you turn up just before sundown in the town square,
we'll be very good. We'll do exactly as we're told.
Okay. And she'll say, "Until then," and then off she goes. Okay, so it's still plenty of time just before sundown that you can get to back to the temple, the church.
Please.
Yep, and with that, did we discover Ted was safe on hallowed ground?
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
as we walk
stay
in
the night in the church.
As we walk in, I will greet the father again and regale him. I'll say quickly, kind of after he's said hello to everyone, take him to one side and regale him of the activities and the use of the new spells and channeling the Morning Lord.
Yeah, he'll say, because it's Father Lucian. As soon as you arrive, he's you can still see he's sat at the altar and he's scribing. Jarek, and you can see he's really excited and he's found extracts of abilities and so you can metagame as much as you want. He's found various texts that speak of prophets of the Morning Lord and of holy powers. Sorry,
okay, so in game terms, so if I come across Morning Lord stuff, am I allowed to read up on it?
Yeah. So he points out certain passages that he's copied down for you. Anything to do with spell abilities, and depending on what it is, we may or not apply advantage to various checks. But he's convinced that you are, as well as a military man, a man of order, but also a prophet of the Morning Lord now.
Like the fact that because me and Dan no one's actually asked about it since last week. in game, no one's asked about it.
If you're paralysed, can your mouth move? Can you speak?
No.
That might be worse. Got that as well. Oh, this staff is awesome.
It is good. It is. You're so jammy in getting that right. So, any other business while you're on about Jarek's new abilities and Nick talking to him? Anything else before we have a rest and then move on to the next day?
No, I'm cool. I'd be quite knackered. I think we have actually had a pretty busy day.
I'm going to point something out that I've just had to read up, not for tonight, but the plan at the start of tomorrow. In order to do the Warlock Hexblade attune to the sword, to allow me to use my charisma as the attack roll.
Yeah.
I've got to have spent a long rest with it.
Yeah.
So my plan in the morning is going to see if we can get it done by the night. Just so you know the mechanics of why I'm trying to rush it the day before. And
Gotcha. Okay.
Because if we pick it up the day after and then travel straight to the Hags, it won't be tuned with inverted
But
commas.
what's this? So, have you got that now? Did we do the thing to escort the Doozer?
No.
Have you just got a new sword and you're not telling us?
No.
So what we'll do, we'll leap ahead forwards. You successfully rest. It's the usual nightmarish dreams, but Festa is safe from the Hags while he's on holy ground. Are you having any? Should we skip over the discussions? Skip over any roleplay bits, or did you want to?
I've got nothing to pick up or do particularly.
I lose that inspiration, don't I? Because you lose it at the long rest.
You used it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
if
long
that's
rest.
where I got the advantage from. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have used it. I didn't know if the advantage you'd given was the inspiration or not.
Yeah.
So
Got me spell
I've lost
slot
it anyway.
back then.
Yeah.
Cool. Long rest.
So click your long rest. You wake up in the morning. Nick disappears early doors. What I'm going to get you to do, I'm going to say it's a 50-50 roll. Dan, choose it yourself.
I'm going to ask the party for 100. I need 50, but just in case, gold will hurry him along.
But unfortunately, Jarek's deep in prayer, so can't be disturbed.
I just take it then.
Yeah, use the party.
So how much do you want to take out the bag? How much do you want to take out the bag in total, Dan?
I'm taking 100. I might come back with some, but it's 50
Okay, so
I need to pay him, but then I've got 50 gold.
Until we work out what's happening, I'll leave it, and then we'll work out what I need to take out.
So I'll give it, like I say, Dan, I'll give it a 50-50 chance. So tell me what you're rolling and what the odds are yourself.
Roll a d2.
I mean, character-wise, in-game wise,
do odds or even and roll any dice.
We've got this festival at the end of the day. We've been told to look our best, and looking my best would be a silver sword. If needed, if it is not a matter of gold, if an extra pair of hands would help as well.
All I'm saying, I like it, mate, and if we had more time, I'd go with it. But I'm just on the off chance that it's ready now, first thing in the morning. Okay. Just give us a 50%, whatever you want to do.
Evens, it's ready.
Okay.
Cool.
As you arrive, the blacksmith is there, and he'll say, "For you, sir," and he draws the sword ever so slightly, and he'll say,
"For you, sir," and I present 50 gold.
He bows. The exchange is done. Silvered longsword.
Thank you.
Daddy.
So, anything else you wanted to do in Vallaki, or should we move forwards to the presentation for the Festival of the Blazing Sun?
Yeah. Well, unless there's somebody's got something to do, I'm cool with moving forward.
What we do for a day? Is there any things that we need to buy? Healing potions, any things like that?
There,
You've got whatever you've got on your character plus party gold. So
yeah, I'm just what we're doing after the festival of the burning.
We've got
Bob. We're still going to be in the town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were leaving the day after, weren't we?
We don't know the full details, but best guess, if it's a festival that starts happening at nightfall, it's going to be going on most of the night with, I assume, some form of
We're going to be up late
partying
morning
and reveling.
the next day.
We're going to be late morning by the time we're up, but we're staying here tonight.
Right. Okay, we're staying here tonight. Cool.
Leaving tomorrow.
Right. So we've. So have we woke up? Is it next day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. So we were just waiting for the festival, weren't we?
Yeah.
So as you wait for nightfall, you do your various bits and pieces. You're in prayer. You're doing your meditation. If the day goes uneventful, Irina's there. She's quite happy to have a game of cards with you, a game of dice, and Gertrude is sort of Gertrude. I like to think of as very much a Luna Lovegood type character.
Yeah.
Sort of walking around, sort of wistfully.
After a brief conversation, I'm trying to look for those little things she's on about that floats around my head.
That's the one.
No.
Can I get a bonus spell slot, Dave? Just as we're resting.
They're not.
There you go.
Get the name.
First level spell slot. That's my first hex sorted.
Say what, Adam?
They're Nargans.
The things that float around the head.
I'd like to think that Lancelot just following around.
Yeah, you have to take Lancelot around the grounds a couple of times. With your with a little black plastic bag. So it's just before dusk as you make it to the town square. You've been in the town square before. You investigated the various shops. I believe it was Nick who was having the mocker, who watched Akxikas disappear into the shop and come out looking like an evil tiefling warlock.
Yes.
So the square itself is mostly the same. If you remember, there is a raised platform to the north where there's stocks. The stocks are now empty. There's no one in the stocks. In front of the stocks, there's a large effigy of what looks like a male, well built, well attired, as best as you can figure out from these bits of wicker and twigs stuck together. But the main features of its face, it seems to have two pointy fangs. And the construction is still set for this to be lit on fire sometime after sundown. You can see the Baron hasn't arrived yet, but you can see Morrigan there bossing the guards around, making sure everything's in order. And as you approach, she turns around and spots you all, and she walks towards you. And most of this is aimed towards Akxikas, and she'll say, Hail, brother! Thanks for coming. Now then, first things first. I need to put your mind at rest.
Mm-hmm.
The Baron, I've told him about your circumstances with the devil, and he is convinced that he's not going to hold you here indefinitely, but he still wants to sign you in as militia. We'll
go through the ceremony.
He has assigned you a house. It's an old barracks that was abandoned. That is opposite the Baron's mansion, and he's wanting you to take up residence in there. But if you need to come and go, then there's not a lot he can do about it. Especially
what rank?
Say again.
What rank?
Corporal.
Feel about that.
Your mama.
So you would answer to Morrigan, but you would be in charge of the whole of the other guards, and there's plenty of guards around in Vallaki.
That's going to be that is potentially useful for future, especially if we've now got a get out of jail card. We can go and do what we need to do.
Yeah, we don't all have to be there at the same time, do we? As part of the
No, none of us have to be there.
Well, or none or one or any part.
Yeah, if she's convinced him that it'll piss the count off, he's going to be all right about it. So we say if we just keep him sweet, we could have something here. We could have access to a tiny little army, which you never know how useful that could be.
I will stay at the barracks as a guest, but
Well, we can all stay. Well, I'll stay there as well. I mean, I don't recommend that Ted does.
Strahd can go into anywhere that I own, so I am a guest. I do not own that place.
Yeah.
Well, no, none of us.
Yeah, we certainly don't own the church where Ted is.
None of us own it. If we sign on, we're being put up as militia in a barracks. None of us own it.
Yeah.
It does also mean that those random times when someone can't make gaming, they can have random adventures as part of the militia instead.
Nice.
Yes, that's a wicked idea.
The issue is there. My soldier background makes me want to skip sessions so I can go and sort the militia out properly. And start Morrigan up to the pathetic leader that she probably is. So I'm about to have my whole new mini adventure. You'll come back and the whole guard will be under mine.
I mean, they'll be efficient. There'll be no Baron anymore because there'll have been a coup.
A raccoon.
Come back to find Jarek's in charge.
Junta.
So as night starts to descend, most of these sort of burning pyres around the stage and all around Vallaki seem are lit. The guards have mostly positioned themselves.
Didn't you tell us what we were meant to be doing? She said she was going to tell us what we were meant to be doing, or she just missed that?
We're being honoured.
Yeah, so you're being honoured. She's taking you towards this raised platform where the stocks are.
Feeling incredibly Wickerman right now.
Yeah. And she'll say that basically all you need to do is listen to the Baron, step forward when your name's called, accept, and he's going to give you sort of an amulet, a chain of office, a badge, basically. So accept it, step back, and then enjoy yourself for the rest of the evening. That's pretty much all you've got to do. And any other questions? Anything else you want to ask?
Yeah, is there any sort of narcotics that's legal here that I'm unaware of? And if so, can I go and get some?
No.
Oh.
When are we actually expected to be signing on as militia?
This is the signing on ceremony. Right now, so you're signing on. What she's been able to negotiate for you after Nik's very clever deception. She'll say that he's going to introduce you as vampire slayers and saviors of Vallaki, and you will be in and around Vallaki when your duties allow to help serve and protect the citizens.
That sounds fine to me.
But she will also say, but I'll be honest with you, he wasn't happy about it. But after I mentioned the devil a couple of times, he saw sense.
Good. We don't want him coming here. Really, really don't want him coming here. No. And someone, I don't know who it was, gave him permission to. It's not like we can buy anywhere or move in somewhere because someone gave him permission to enter anything that we own. So I don't know who it was. I can't remember. But yeah, that happened.
That bit's a lie, isn't it, Mark?
As a segue on that point, that surely only would apply to anywhere Mark buys, because if, let's say, Dan said anybody can walk into my house, they can't.
Food house.
So it's only anywhere that Mark buys.
Yeah,
No, me. I was the one that gave him the letter. So
okay. And Akxikas invited him into anywhere, so Nik and Akxikas can't own anywhere, but the rest of us can.
I wasn't even there. Don't look at me.
We're all at that dinner table.
Yeah.
So the sun drops down. These pyres are lit. It looks, it looks like a reasonable attempt at a celebration. People start milling around. Commoners, you can see there's lots of people turning up saying, and as the greeting in Vallaki is all will be well. All will be well, and you can tell they're not happy to be there. As it gets darker, sort of mist descends, and it's a sort of a ground mist that grows up as the heat, the Barovian heat of the day dissipates. But there's very much quite a thick fog descending, and it also starts to rain ever so lightly.
They're spooky gaslight type things.
Why not? As the Baron arrives, all pomp and ceremony with his two mastiffs next to him, and he's sort of looking around, waving. No one's paying any attention to him, and he's still puffed up on his own self-importance.
Yeah.
The bugle boys next to him that you've met before, as the Baron and the bugle boys step up onto the platform.
Same two.
Yeah, and they both have another go, and it's very much a. As the Baron's
Kanga brother. That's what I'll say to that.
So I'm going to leap forward a little bit. I don't want to dwell too much. So the Baron sort of, greetings, citizens. We are here to honour the vampire slayers of Vallaki, who have agreed to serve as your militia when they are able to do so, when their schedule is clear. And then it moves forwards where he's and now for the lighting of the festival, and he tries to strike this tinder, and he gets it lit just as the rain starts heavily, and it pours down on top of his torch, and it puts it out.
I was hoping it struggled so I could light it.
Has anyone got the flame spell thing? Create.
Adam's got fireball.
Wobble jelly.
It's at this point.
I've got fireball. It's fine.
It's at this point that Morrigan steps forward, and her devil arm, this barbed devil arm, is wreathed in flame all of a sudden, and she sort of pats the Baron on the shoulder and says, "Don't worry, Your Excellency, I've got this." And she throws this ball of fire at the effigy, and the effigy goes up in a ball of flame. As it erupts in flame, you start to hear screams coming from pretty much everywhere surrounding you. And out of the fog, you can see what looks like shambling creatures being shepherded by what you would assume.
Here we go again.
We forgot to go and talk to her.
Who?
What you assume are the spawn of vampires. Here's a question for you, Adam.
What?
Do you love it up, yeah?
It's
it depends on the day of the week, Mark.
I
don't know why that just popped into
it ends in a Y.
Is it a Friday? So it's 10 to 10. Do you want to leave it there for to start the fight next time?
I've woken up a little bit now because she said there's a fight, and I haven't killed things.
Fight.
Yeah, okay.
I will push myself past my. Okay, let's do a Constitution check to see if I say a word.
I don't want to do this. You'd convince yourself you were, and now a bad dice roll ruins it.
8, that's enough. Go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say it was DC 1.
That's it. Okay.
Just as long as. Yeah, let me go. I thought this was just going to be a chatting session. I was going to go and talk to some guards.
Yeah. Well, like I say, shut up, Mark.
Mark.
I have no idea what's happened.
We're fighting.
Oh,
yeah.
Ted, sorry, mate.
No idea that happened. You got to the bit where someone threw some fire, and that's it. I like.
Okay,
you're
not.
Started the person. I'll be back when it's so.
Yeah, you're not far behind, Ted. As Morrigan lit the pyre, this effigy erupted in flame. There were screams coming from all around you as shambling figures appeared. That seemed to be shepherded by what looks like the spawn of vampires. And then we had a conversation about whether Adam's got it in him to go into combat mode. And you look knackered, dude.
I know, but I want to hit.
Are you sure you're sure? Okay, if you're sure, you're sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to roll initiative then?
That's a big map. Where the fuck are they?
Which one's me?
I had to proper zoom in.
It's a circle. Ooh, that's not bad for me.
Are we inside the building?
I just noticed
No,
my character.
you're the blue there.
Yeah, no. Are we on a platform or inside a building?
Yeah,
You're on a platform, but
oh, perfect place to fire a bow from.
The Baron has a red square around him. Does that mean we need to kill him?
Hold up.
I know video games.
He's right.
There you go. That's confusing.
He's entirely right.
Allies.
Where are like the 100 civilians that are all out
here? So the 100 civilians are mostly surrounding around.
Don't fireball there.
In fact, that's a good point. Actually, let me put.
They're going to get in the way. Was my thought.
Is it going to be like a blue orb for where the civilians are?
Yeah, we need them, don't we? Let me just.
The only bit I was playing Fallout 2 last night, and one of the quests was defend a herd of cows. I don't know if anyone's ever played Fallout 2, but when you go into combat mode, everyone on the screen gets an action phase. So I had to wait for 10 cows to just walk around because it's all turn-based. So there was 10 cows just literally would walk around, eat every time we did a full rotation.
There was actually one not to kill all the cows just to speed it up.
So happy when 3 of them died. I lost 300 gold off my reward, but I was so happy. I literally, as it got to the cow round, I just went off to do other things in the house.
Right in thinking vampire spawn are worse than zombies.
Well, last time they weren't actually vampire spawn; they were women pretending to be vampire spawn. So who knows?
And some of the zombies weren't zombies.
Oh yeah. I suppose we're meant to be protecting the townsfolk as well, so I guess
it depends what they go for. They may rush past the townsfolk and head for the Baron.
So what you notice is who do we need for initiative? Just Akxikas. So the Baron, as these screams erupt, the Baron will say, "Morrigan guards to me," and he starts to make his way behind and in this direction. So he seems to be retreating. Morrigan's covering his retreat as best as she can.
Check me out.
And as far as you can tell, there's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this commoner here has been grabbed by the zombie and appears to have been torn apart. Let's put a couple more next to these zombies and whatnot.
So from the reactions, we're guessing that they're not people in zombie suits.
From what you've seen so far, and if you remember from last time, there were zombies and others. But these so far, these people have been torn apart and seem to be being ripped apart, as if they're being attacked by zombies. So Rokkr is the first to react.
Again, my question: am I going for a vampire spawn or a zombie?
Mate, it's your turn.
It's your turn. You're reacting first, so we can't really.
I know, but I've got a copy of Van Richten's guide, and I'm asking for guidance on which is more of a threat because I haven't read it.
The vampire spawn's
more of a threat.
Right. That's what we're going for then. So I think this chap here.
Gotcha.
That one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for. So I will cast. I'm not now. I'm going to stay up here. I will be casting. No, not worth doing that. Sorry.
All right.
Hunter's Mark.
Yes, you do.
This one here.
Yeah.
Oops.
Bonus action. So there's no need for that.
There is.
Hunter's Mark, and then I will be going into attack with my longbow.
Sure.
How surprising!
Oh, for fuck's!
Do we know? We would know by now. Do they resist non-magic?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know about silver though.
I'm not using a silver yet. I've not attuned to it.
Yeah, it's silver makes no difference to vampire spawn. So first attack misses.
Yeah.
That's
Second
his-
attack. That should hit.
24 does hit.
Oh, that was so on an 8 for ages.
Doesn't this one do an extra D8 as well because of your Gloomstalker?
If that attacks,
Stop
if you
the glue.
take an attack action on that turn, make one additional weapon attack. If that attack hits, the additional one I do get one.
Oh, so that's the third one, isn't it? Then
Yeah,
so not this one.
not this one. This one's just Hunter's Mark damage.
You get a D6.
Just a straight up D6.
Some beans.
3. Okay, so it's taking it's resistant to your normal arrows, but it's taking full damage from your Hunter's Mark, and then this is your feature. This is your extra Gloomstalker ability.
Oh yeah.
26 hits.
Plus.
And then a D8 and a D6 and a D6.
Yeah, so you can roll the D8 and D6 together. He's done it. 9. So 615 damage. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so none of that's radiant. No.
No,
it's force, isn't it? Or piercing. Yeah.
Piercing.
So that's bonus action. 2 shots for your action, and then your feature. Any movement, Jim?
No, I think I'm happy here. I'm on a platform. Yep, seem good.
Yeah. Okay. Jeez. So that takes us to Akxikas is next up.
Right. I'll use my bonus spell slot to point. Which one? Can you point out which one Jim's just hit? It was a vampire spawn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So it's that. What was over there? Ah, that one there. I might have to see how far away I am.
60 foot.
60 foot. Well, I'll move.
Might be 70.
So 55 according to mine from where I am now. So that's in range. I don't want to hit the commoner. Oh no, that's what I was doing, wasn't it? Ball bag. Let's try and. Sorry, folks. 55. 55. Right, so I'm in range.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my bonus spell slot to hex it.
Gotcha.
And then for my main action, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at level 2 using one of my packed slots.
Righto.
Roll to hit. That's radiant, isn't it?
It is radiant, mate. Yeah.
We don't want the little bastard healing, so yep. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna Guiding Bolt is fat bottom.
Roll to hit.
Where's my level 2 Guiding Bolt? Oh, where is it? There it is. Roll. 21.
21 hits.
So 5d6 plus a d6. This is the 5d6.
18 radiant, yeah.
Yeah, and the d6. Where's it gone? Hey, why's that not doing it? There we go. 4 from that.
Gotcha. The hex is necrotic, yeah?
Necrotic, yeah. So I bet they're resistant to that, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's 2. Is that 2 damage from that?
It is, mate, yeah.
Sound.
Okay, so that's any movement or
no, I'm in range of a baddie, so I'm happy.
Sound. Festers up.
Yo.
Just so I can plan my turn, is this the platform we're on? Is it one we need to go down the stairs, or can we jump down it without just falling over?
Yeah, you can jump down, mate.
So,
I was looking at how big the set of stairs was on the map and thinking that's a tall platform.
No, not that, mate.
let's try something new.
Yes, Ted.
Well, don't go with new, just lightning that shit.
No.
Mama. What I missed is there's some goose action going on.
So here,
Yeah.
we want some spike growth going on, I think.
Nice. Okay.
There's too many feckin' commoners for Fireball.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Only if you care about commoners.
I kind of do.
Let's see what
I would say if he starts killing commoners, he's going to fall out with other members of the party.
Yeah, because it's 20-foot radius centered on a point of my choice, isn't it? So let's have it there. So that should get all of them still. And they're at the back end of it, aren't they? So
Yeah. Wicked. Okay, happy with that?
Yes, cheers.
20 feet, yep. So you do have one commoner in that area of effect, but that really shouldn't.
Has she not been ripped?
Oh, I thought you'd been ripped.
Oh yes,
apart.
no, she's dead. Yeah. No, you're. There you go. So that's action, I believe. Ted, spike growth.
Just thinking, do they take any damage to start with, or is it when they?
I think it's when they move.
It's when they move.
When
Yeah,
they move,
get your
yeah.
your 2d4s ready, I believe.
So yeah, let's have some goose.
Goose it is.
Because
oh yes,
motherfucker flies, so he doesn't have to bother about that, does he?
Okay. I'm just gonna give him a blue halo as well, mate. That seems.
And he's a super duper fiery bastard.
Okay, there he is. Put him where you want.
Well, I'm going to try and take care of this lot. So
sure.
Obviously, this on its own won't do it, but that should be. Yeah.
Okay, so they've all got to make a dex
save.
save.
Cinder, you stupid bastard.
Okay, so the vampire spawn may roll 16 for his save.
I believe it's 13 we have to. So.
Yeah, the zombies both fail.
But your save's 13. It'll be high for you, won't it, Ted? I think 16 still passes, but I think it's not your spell save DC.
No, we're not on about that. We're on about the damage caused by Cinder appearing.
Oh, Goose has appeared as well.
Yeah. Do you want to roll your damage for Cinder then?
Oh no, 16. Sorry. For some reason I thought it was 13. So 16 all right?
Yeah, 16 still passes.
So, yeah, even or above then, I take it.
Yeah. Meets it, beats it.
Yeah. So 2d6 then.
Yeah.
For the other two. Just do the 2d6 for both of them?
Yeah, 2d6 for all three, mate. We'll just half it for the...
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, he's halves it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And obviously, ones are twos.
Ah, of course, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It's a 5, right.
Twos are twos as well.
Yeah, twos are twos.
What are twos?
And 3 is one more than 2.
Ooh! Oh, I'm not back at work yet, Ted. Calm it down.
Does anyone know the song Bodies by Drowning Pool?
Let the bodies hit the floor.
There's a parody version. It's not Weird Al. I don't know who it's by, but if you look up parody, it's called I Can Only Count to 4, and it's really quite funny.
Yes, yes, I have seen that.
I've never seen that. I'll look at that later. Any movement, Ted?
No, I think I'm pretty good up there.
I think you're pretty good up there. Spike growth is awesome, mate. Jarek's up.
Oh, yeah, bitches.
So
let me start sticking a few dead people around. So, it's probably going to be it's probably going to be this one that's dead actually, and then this one. So there are dead civilians around.
Is this fella alive, Dave?
So I'm allowed to kind of bellow a few quick little bits of words for free as long as it's not long wordy text, yes?
Absolutely, mate, yeah.
Talking's free.
So basically, as I'm kind of walking and doing this, so basically I'm going to head with the intention of ending up there. I think actually no, probably there, one higher. Okay.
Yeah.
While doing that, I'll kind of bellow at Morrigan to watch the other flank. Although obviously Fester's well and truly got that flank currently.
Yeah,
I'm
hoping to deal with it.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. But I'll kind of bellow at Morrigan and the guards to watch that flank. And be shouting "run" to the commoners at the same time heading over.
Okay.
So I will use my bonus action to summon the hammer.
The hammer! You will into the ball!
Hammer.
Give me a hammer, please.
Right, there you go.
Where is it?
Just in front of you. Oh, sorry, I need to enable it there. There you go.
Okay. So, and that's, is it 30 feet away? I've got to summon it?
60 initially, but it can only move 20.
60, well, that's fine. It's going to be, it's on zombie smacking duty, so it's going to, actually, no, we'll put it there. We can, no, that side, I think.
Okay.
So we've got zombie smacking duty there. So that's my spell, so it's only a cantrip I can have at instead.
Sure. Do you want to roll to attack for your spiritual weapon?
I will do in a sec, yeah. I was just double checking what I was doing.
Sorry, mate.
I'm going to, at the same time, use Word of Radiance on the Vampire Thrall. And in the true Ashat and Evil Dead moment, go, yo, she bitch.
Nice.
So basically, I have a Word of Radiance on there and the hammer smacking the zombie. So
this is this vampire.
Yeah, the vampire. Yeah. So, the Word of Radiance on the vampire while shouting at her.
Yeah. And then hitting the zombie. Okay.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure she'll get the reference, but it is what it is. So spiritual weapon to hit gets a 10.
10 hits the zombie.
Yeah. From memory, I thought that did. Oh, good chunk of damage. Nice 12.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And then we've got Word of Radiance. I believe it's a Constitution saving throw, or it's 2d6 radiant damage to her face.
Okay. Does get any bonus for save? 17. So Nik Ana's turn.
I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself.
I've done. So you're. Oh, wait a minute. I need to put sticks of concentration up. So Nick's concentrating. There's a moth on my screen. Go away, moth. Right, who else is concentrating? Jim.
I am.
Dirty meth. Jim's concentrating. Akxikas is concentrating.
So I'll run 30 feet.
Yep.
And then I'll phase step, kind of put myself between things, and I'll kind of just shout at all the undeads, "Come on then!" and try and draw them to me. I would kind of want those 6 to have focused attention on me. And
this one here has got get advantage on attacks against that one.
I've used my action to cast Protection from Good and Even.
Fair play.
It seems useful.
Very. Okay. Roll intimidation for me then, please do.
Okay.
Intimidation.
Yeah, that'll do. Right, so vampire spawn. This one is. This one here is going to. I'm just going to kill this, lads. That's probably before combat. This one's going to run towards you. This one's going to run towards you.
They all have disadvantage on me.
They do. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
This one is going to dash towards the group of people as if they're running towards you. Vampire spawn will be a dash towards. So let's. I know it's a dash, and I know I shouldn't be doing it, but I'm going to kill these commoners little by little. This one at the back is going to kill that one and then move a little further around. So for now, we've only got attacks against Nick.
Did my she-bitch not draw her attention?
After you went, I shouted and tried to get everything in.
Well, I called her she-bitch.
In fairness, roll
Tickle you are.
roll your intimidation. No, you're quite right, Adam. Roll your intimidation as well then.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Didn't actually expect anything from that. 14. Yeah, 14.
It's the same.
Okay,
They
it's
would
going
go
to
for
be
an easy
one
answer.
each then. We'll go with one each. Right. Let's do. I like to
I
do
get
top.
hit better.
I like to do top first, so we'll go with Jarek first, and it's 2 attacks. First one will be with claw. That's 25 to hit.
Miss.
Yeah, nice one. 8 slashing damage.
Okay. So non-magical, I assume.
Non-magical, mate. Yeah.
Okay, so I can knock 3 off that. Yeah.
In fact, mate, I'm gonna say no damage, and she's gonna grapple you.
Yeah, you attacked me. You said claws.
Yeah, but she has, instead of dealing damage, the vampire can grapple. So she's not going to deal the damage. She's going to take a second attack to try and bite. Rolls 25.
Really? Yeah. Of course she is.
That's 5 piercing damage.
I tried to get him to me.
It is only 5 necrotic damage. Is this the one that hasn't?
5 piercing, 5 necrotic.
Yeah.
Is the piercing reduced?
Yeah, I can reduce the piercing.
Yeah. And you're now grappled. Not that. In fact, grappling changes in the new rules, but I'm not going to use them for now.
Yeah.
No. To be honest, it makes sense.
What's it going to be?
I like them.
It imposes disadvantage for Adam's attack, but
everyone gets advantage on that vampire if it.
Yeah. But should we use them?
Yeah.
Do you want to use them? You're grappled, Adam. Do you have a?
Couldn't give monkeys, mate. You're the DM.
Yeah, we'll leave it as it is for now then. So zombies start ambling. Oh no, wait a minute. There's attack on Nick first.
Disadvantage.
So disadvantage, mate. Thank you. The disadvantage roll 17. Nope.
19.
Okay, so second claw 10. So both miss.
225 on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got disadvantage. That's why I called him to me, and then you insisted on she bitch.
I said she bitch first. The fact that Dave forgot while I was away doesn't matter.
I am the Eggman.
Choo.
Yeah.
Ted got an interesting new stout.
Ooh. Okay. Sounds interesting.
Sounds like a dessert.
Yeah.
It's you can taste the marshmallow.
But not top end on strength. Should be quite nice.
Well, it's 8%, isn't it? Yeah, 8%.
I thought it said 6. Okay, so
No,
it's quite.
It's definitely an 8.
Is that?
I've still got a Banoffee one.
Yeah.
I'm not drink.
Right. Two zombies
It's
on
like
Nick.
sweet.
Both disadvantage again?
Yeah. 19.
I'm going to cast shield.
Sure. So that applies to this one as well, doesn't it?
Yep.
Last round. 14, second one with disadvantage. So that takes us to the commoners are going to have a wee turn. Let's kill that one. Right. So let's see how many.
They've got D12 attacks, right?
No, they're just running.
All got great axes.
I said this is what you need a scatter dice. I bellowed for them to kind of run that way, so that works.
Yeah. So a couple climbing up. It's low enough for you to jump down, so a couple of them can climb.
That will move 40 foot. He's on the run.
Yeah, he's Benny Hilling it. They're all following this direction. This one's a bit out in the open. He's probably going to peg it that way.
Ring sting-a-ling-a-ling, ring sting-a-ling-a-ling, ring sting-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah, I think these are sort of that one is going to join suit. So you've got sort of 2 down at the bottom here that are looking around, unsure what to do. Everyone else seems dead. All the rest are going in this direction where Jarek has ordered them to go. Jim, Rocker's up again.
Right, I'm going to go for that same vampire.
Wicked, yeah, you'll get advantage on that lad
storm.
on your first attack.
I can't hear Jim. I'm going to drop out and come back in, Dave.
Oh,
So going for this one again.
Why have
Yep.
you come in, Dave?
Ooh, and
I am the
that's
egg man.
me never sleeping again.
Uh,
Nice one, Sid James.
23.
23. Yeah. Roll again, mate, because you do have advantage on this first shot, just to see if it's a crit. You never know. Oh, it's close. 28 hits. Yeah.
Roll. And then plus D6. Oh, is that already added, Maddie? No, that's
That's your normal damage. Your D6.
plus.
So 6 plus 2.
Yeah, and go again.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
Nice.
You get
Inspiration.
inspiration.
Yeah, you do get inspiration, mate.
Double damage. 2d8, 2d6 plus something.
I think is that potentially a dead vampire thrall?
What am I getting? Sorry, Dan.
You double your dice, so if it's a d8 and a d6, you get
Oh, it
2d8 and 2d6.
So it automatically doubles my.
Should do.
Yeah, it
base.
does. D&D Beyond does.
And then do I get 2d6
2d6.
as well?
2d6.
Under current rules, that is changing, though, by the playtest.
What's it changing to?
You only double the weapon dice.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
shame.
jeez.
Oh, man.
And monsters can't crit.
Yeah,
What?
I'm not having that. Yeah, I'm not having that.
No.
That's not staying.
Bullshit.
Nice one, Jim. Okay, so that's 2 shots. You've now got inspiration. Any movement?
No, I'm on a platform surrounded by people shooting at
by
other
shields.
people. Sounds good to me.
Perfect position. The vampire spawn that you're shooting at has taken hits now. You can see that it's got at least 3 arrows sticking out of it, and it's starting to slow and look a bit worse for wear. Akxikas.
Bit ropey.
Right, the one that is not looking very well.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast 2 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay.
Right, first one.
22 hits.
Second one.
All the commoners have moved as far as fireball goes now.
Oh, I've done it now. I've hit twice. So
Yeah.
first one.
Oh, it wasn't a do that now. It's just a suggestion.
Something Adam's noticed for himself.
Yeah.
So that's 6 for that.
Yeah.
If you catch Nick in the fireball, it's not a big deal.
rather
I've
you
got
didn't.
the necrotic as well, which it'll resist, I'm sure.
Roll 2d6 for your necrotic, Mark, because both have hit.
Yeah, okay.
And then you need one more Eldritch Blast as well.
Yeah. So 2d6, roll to everyone.
So that's only 2.
Yeah. And the other Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Does it round up or down, Dave?
Round down. Always round down.
Another 8.
8. Okay, it's properly ropey now.
Yeah, that'll be done. I don't need to move. I've got something to twat. I'm happy.
Okay. So that takes us. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I didn't do? I didn't do these vampires. Yeah, no,
I
you're
was
right.
going to ask about that.
Okay, so the zombies, that's 10 feet into range with Cinder, and that's 10 feet. So you can roll. I think the vampire spawn's going to go as well. So if you want to roll 2d4 now, is it what type of damage is
Piercing.
I thought.
piercing? Okay, so the vampire spawn's resistant to it. But
It'll be magical piercing, won't it?
Mm.
Either way, let's roll those two.
They're just
That's-
thorns, aren't they?
It's also 2d4 per 5 feet. So if they move 10 feet, it's 4d4.
No, because they've only moved 5 feet. Yeah, but it is.
All right.
Yeah, I'll agree with the magical bit. So just 2d4 for all of them, and they're all going to try and twat Cinder.
That's because he's a goose. And they know full well that he could probably break their leg with his wing.
Easily.
That's a swap.
Wow.
Right, so let's attack Cinder then. So we've got a Vampire Claw, 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 7 slashing damage. 24 to hit, so that's another 7 slashing damage, so that's 14 in total on Cinder so far.
Mm-hmm.
One
Who's about to
zombie
go wrong?
is 11 to hit.
Mm-hmm. 13 is what we're.
Okay,
Yeah, I was just saying.
the last one is 21 to hit, that's another 7.
Okay.
21 damage. Right.
Adam, have you got your inspiration for being a human?
Of course I have.
Have you got your inspiration for being a human and it was morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I was just double checking you'd got it.
That's why I said, of course. And then you asked me again.
Sorry then, Ted. So you're properly up now then?
Yeah, the goose is still there, so.
Yeah.
He's got a decent chunk of hit points, hasn't he?
30, to be fair, so.
Yeah.
And he can also teleport.
Yeah.
He's a goose.
The random shit it can do.
Force is strong with this one.
Just thought I was about to do something and then realised that Cinder is also well within that target.
Ah.
So we'll have to be moving Cinder first. Which would give.
You don't have to. He will understand.
In all fairness, I could just summon him again. Yeah, he'll be fine.
That's the spirit.
The wildfire spirit.
Yeah.
Indeed. Old vampire spawn face.
Yeah.
He can have an ice dagger.
Okay.
Indiana Batty.
So I believe they all need to make.
Well, it's 1d10 to him.
Yeah.
And then it's the ice damage, which is what they save against.
Right. So you need to roll to hit him.
Yeah. So. Dun, 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 dun.
Good.
13.
Oof, just misses.
Does it need to hit to explode though?
No.
Yeah. So it still explodes.
Yes.
Hello, nippy boy.
So then you've got. Yeah, so on a hit, it's where 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes, and each creature within 5 foot must succeed a dex saving throw, or we'll be having 3d6 cold damage, I believe.
Okay. The zombies roll 4 and 9. The vampire spawn rolls 18. Spawn takes half.
Gosh.
How would I roll cinders? There we go. So dex. Just a d20 plus the 2 for his dex.
Yeah. It's the easiest way to do it.
10?
What's up? What do you want?
10. That fails against your DC, doesn't it?
Shame.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well.
Obvious.
Roll your
I'd
damage.
imagine even if he passed, he might die to half damage anyway.
There we go.
Let's have 11.
11. So they all take 11.
So that is, yeah. Cinder.
Cinder takes 5. Oh no, he's for everything. Ugh.
Trousers.
Cinder is no more.
Oh.
No. Hold up.
Another slot.
Yeah, Cinder's no more. Cinder's dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Somebody ate
Cinder's
him.
on 9.
Until next turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's action. Any movement?
Bowel movement.
So that was just a spell, wasn't it? So.
It was. You're still concentrating on spike growth, aren't you?
Just remembered
Yeah.
what else I've got to eat and not be long.
Would prepping magic balls get rid of that, or
I don't think it's a concentration spell, is it?
I don't think they are they?
I don't
No,
think so.
fine, done.
So yeah, we'll just
Yep.
play with the balls.
Go on then, Ad. Jarek's turn.
Okay, so at this point, I will reveal myself as the big bad and drop a fireball on Fester's head because that kills a lot of commoners. So being grappled, if I remember rightly, I can still cast and stuff.
Yeah.
No, Joe.
So what are, just briefly, what are the new rules then, Dan, you say?
Dan can't do briefly.
Forget it then.
I don't know off the top of my head. I'll be able to look it up.
I'm going to go toilet.
So the breaking grappled to strength check, and that's an action, isn't it?
It is, and they have a specific DC that you need to beat, is how it works.
However, one thing I do know about the new rule, it doesn't take an action to break it. You get a saving throw for free at the end of a turn now. That's part of it.
Right.
I'm not saying bring that in now, but I like that because it does feel like a waste of a turn just to break off a grapple because you're literally character's just doing that.
Yeah. We'll do that.
We'll do that. Weapon,
I do want to incorporate as much of it as possible. It's there to be tested, and I want to do with honest feedback at the end of it. So.
Okay. You see, the concept of that feels better because you just feel like you burn a whole turn. It's like, wow, I broke their arms off.
Yeah,
next turn, they grapple me again.
Yeah, apart from the characters have built themselves as grapplers, and it's also really bad being a grappler character now.
Well, yeah, but grappler characters are crap.
And they like it up them.
So what are we saying? So at the end of my turn, I get a free break on this. Then is that you're saying?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, let's do that. But you're going to have disadvantage on your action, I believe, on your attack.
Only on the turn. I'm not attacking. I'm casting.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So the vampires obviously grappling me. So in response, Jarek's going to kind of not actually grapple back, but hands back on the shoulders as well to kind of hold her away. And at the same time, we'll cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. That gives you a... What kind of halo is that?
Well, if you want full description, hands on her shoulders to kind of give her eyes lock as just he casts the spell and Spirit Guardians summon around him. The only difference to previous times of Spirit Guardians is there is sun lights from my eyes and the outer edge of the globe is streaks of light flying around it now.
Nice, like it. A lot of what you would be used to as actual spirits occasionally flit past as sort of gaunt undead type spirits being Barovia. But yes, I like it. I like a little bit of flavour.
And the only other thing I'll be doing is I'll bring in the mace into the gap in the middle.
Go for it. Are you hitty with Macy? I can't believe I just said that.
Spirit. I think Spirit Guardians tricks straight away, though, doesn't it? Is it when you move, when you start your turn? Let me just double check.
It's when they enter or the start of their turn, so it's not yet.
Yeah, not yet. That's fine. So literally just going to be smacky, and I'm going to smack the vampire in the back of the head while she's trying to grapple me.
Sure.
And I'm gazing lovingly into her eyes.
So if we're using the new rules, this has advantage because the grappler counts as slowed. All attacks against it have advantage.
Okay, so advantage.
So I get an advantage with the smacky with a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh!
Just have a vision of this mace just coming in and going tonk on the back of the head. It's like, oi, let him go. I've lost my hammer. There it is. Roll with advantage.
You lost your helmet. That's not.
Oof.
17.
17 hits.
A decent chunk of 10.
That's nice. Spirit Guardians. That's force damage, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Magical force.
End of the turn, you get strength or dexterity saving throw, your choice.
Oh, pick dex, obviously. So we'll go with the strength saving throw. Strength saving throw. 16.
16, you are no longer grappled.
So, hands on shoulders, under the arms, break the grapple.
Yeah.
Nut her in the face.
And she shies away from your spirit guardians as the sunlight gleams off them. Yeah.
Straight into the mace behind her, which is why it did a decent chunk of damage.
Sound. So that was released from grapple at the end of the turn, so you're not allowed movement. Bonus
That's fine.
action.
I don't want to move.
Fair enough. Nik Ana, you're up.
Okay. So come at it then. The what's it next to me? The spawn. I'll try and finish it off with a booming blade.
Sure.
Come on, the pearl.
Normal attack. This isn't silver for when that matters. I'm not attacking with silver this combat.
Yeah.
That's a miss then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fine. Unfortunately, that is my whole thing because I've not got 2 attacks yet. Bonus action, I'll use my channel divinity to regain a spell slot.
Sure. So vampire spawn. So these 2 vampire spawn.
It wasn't still affected by guiding bolt, was it?
No, Jim took that. Okay. These 2 vampire spawn after the spiritual hammer has tongued it on the back of the head, and you can see where it's blooded slightly starts to heal. And this one that was looking on death's door looks slightly more hale.
Started its turn. Did it take the radiant damage from spirit guardians?
That's
Was that after the heal?
At the start of its turn. Let me just read.
What happens first?
Regeneration.
Egg or chicken.
At the start of its turn. So I'm going to say no then.
Wisdom saving. I'll take some 3d8 radiant bitches.
Gotcha. Rolls 4.
Can't imagine that's very good.
No.
Do you want to roll for the? Oh, the zombies aren't yet, are they?
I'll do the zombies as well, mate. Well, so 15 for all of them.
15.
Wisdom -1 and 5. So they all take 15 damage.
-1 is triple damage.
Nice try. Nice face. Nice try face. So do you want to talk that one dying?
Okay, so as the spirit guardians have ripped through and the flashes of light rip clean through the zombie, shredding it into pieces, it drops to the floor.
Awesome.
I'm shattered, but I can still describe.
Okay, so let's move some vampires then. So this one's
smelling a bit beanie.
30. This one has vaulted onto the platform, and
I see that one being an issue very shortly.
As it vaults onto the issue, it drags this commoner down and kills it. This spawn is going to dash towards these. I think
they not move, idiots.
But they did. They sort of ran to the alcove as best as they could.
Alcove, you use this word?
Right. So 10, 20, 30. Right. This vampire spawn has moved 3 times.
64.
64. Fucking spine growth.
Just for walking.
Just this would be great if it was just 6 damage.
Now that'd be pants.
Well, it's just the image though, Marcus. There's a vampire going, ouch.
Lego.
This one, however, didn't take
Lego's
damage.
not 1 damage. Lego's 20.
What's standing on a plug?
There's power.
Gotcha, Ted.
Up or face down.
Gotcha. Do you want to? I'm going to apply that to the zombies and kill them both. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
they're going nowhere. They're going nowhere fast. So that means so we move 30 to there. When he moves out of the area, I'm assuming that he doesn't take any damage.
Who nudge it?
No, we can't do because it's out of the area. So far, so what's he got? 25. So this one's dashing, and he's heading towards the crowd. He's going to again. I know it's pushing what he should be doing with actions and whatnot. Right, let's go to Jarek. Vampire Spawn reaches towards you, rolls a 9 to hit, tries to claw for a second time. 20.
Gets bombed. Oof.
20 is, and it's just going to be it's just going to try and injure you with 8 slashing damage.
8 slashing, so I take 5.
Yeah. And then for Nick.
We're in concentration for Adam.
Oh, concentration save for Adam. Yeah, because you're now concentrating.
Sure up, Dan.
I did. Just remembered.
23. I think that makes
you've got it.
I think so. 23 should about do
you prevented a hit of 45.
Yeah.
Right, so disadvantage against Dan rolls 9 with the first claw. Second one rolls 14. On to the zombies. That one's 20 and 20.
In their heads, they're still fighting.
In their heads.
Zombies are always like that.
No, I don't like dashing zombies, but I'm going to do it anyway.
No, I refuse to do them in when my guys had zombies last session and I refused to dash a single one.
Did this
apart from for turn undead, then I let them dash to run away.
Did this zombie take? He did take damage, didn't he? Yeah. So he's going to move into Jarek. Right. So Jarek first. Zombie on you. Rolls a natural 1, so misses, and then we've got 2 against.
Doesn't he hit himself?
2 against Nick with disadvantage, natural 1, and I've rolled 18 twice, so 21 to hit. That's 5 bludgeoning damage, unless you shield.
Yeah, okay. No, I won't shield that. No, I don't think I was meant to shield the first one, to be honest. So 5 damage.
Yeah. So that's your Constitution save.
With advantage because of Warcaster.
Cool.
David Warcaster.
You look tired now, Mark.
Advantage.
I am.
What time is it? Yeah, sound. So that's all the zombies. So commoners. I'm going to include the What's It gang with this. So they manage to mostly...
Mark, it's good to know your sister's a pussy.
Oh.
The Baron throughout this whole fight is screeching, "To me, protect me! Me, it's all about me." He's turning into Baruch Assault. So these 2 commoners at the bottom, I'm gonna. Oh, let's just kill him. Fuck it.
I mean, her downfall was geese, so Fester, get him.
Squirrels.
You can't kill both of them. One of them would have survived.
it was squirrels.
Squirrels.
I thought it was a golden goose she wanted as well, wasn't it?
No, that was the film.
Yeah.
Right, that changed.
Right, so that's coming. Jim, Rocker's turn.
Right. Should I be concerned about these approaching zombie, or should I try and kill a vamp this one? Yeah, I'm going to go for stay on target.
Stay on
target. It's away! Negative.
I'd be more concerned about the vampires that are here than anything else.
Just impacted on the surface.
12 misses, dude.
I've just noticed that all those humans are dead. That's fine.
There you go.
We didn't kill them, it's okay.
That's do you already have inspiration?
I already have inspiration.
Who are you giving it to?
Your mum.
I will inspire yourself, Nik Ana. Right. Damage.
I mean, if you kill the vampire in front of him, it would make sense that you inspired him.
Yeah, I'd feel pretty good about it.
Thematically, it would fit.
And I'm a small furry wallaby.
Okay, you're going to need your Mark of the Wild. Hunter's Mark of the Wild, Hunter's Mark.
He's done it. He's got an 8 there. He's done it the 2d6.
That's
15 plus
2d6
8.
crit damage, isn't it?
Yeah, 15 plus 8. He's done the whole
Beg your
roll.
pardon. Right. So it's. I think you've killed it then, Jim. So because I halved. So 15, 14, 7. Plus, that's clearly dead, Jim. How do you want to kill that one?
With bow and arrow.
As it's sort of going for Nik Ana, I call out. It sort of slightly moves just across, but only to see the arrow just rip straight through its neck, obliterate it off its shoulder, and bounce along the floor as Nick goes, yeah.
And I call over to him and go, that was inspirational.
Great shot, kid. Don't get cocky.
And get penisy, kid.
Am I going to move? Am I going to stay my ground? I got 2 vampires spawned. Because I'm guessing, are you going to be Operation Runaway, boys? Because you're not going to go wanting to go 1-in-1. What is this thing here?
So what we're going to say is you raised up to let's say 2 feet here. These are raised platforms as well. So Jarek's just on the step of one. So that's 2-3 feet up, same as that.
I've got the high ground.
Yeah, you can't be defeated if you've got the high ground.
Right, I'll stay for the time being. Stay
where you are. Righto, yeah. Akxikas.
Right. How big is it? Is it possible for me to fireball?
Always possible.
These 3 without hurting anyone.
These 3.
That one, and that one. Yeah.
Depending on where it is, you might even. It's whether you can also get.
I know this. Yeah.
These ones.
This
as well.
one. This one. This one. This one.
Yeah, well, if I can get 3, I might as well get 3.
Have we got? Is it the same sphere as a spike growth? Is it the same size as a spike growth?
1, 2, 3. Actually, yes.
Because we could use that, couldn't we? As the.
Hold up. Let's give it it's 20 feet radius, isn't it?
Radius. Yeah.
So I want to position it where I can get the most targets. So it's going to be these 1, 2, 3. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get all of them in.
1,
no
2,
problems.
3, 4.
Yep.
Yep.
Right, fire bollock. So they get to save, don't they?
Okay, I'll do the zombies first. 4 and 17. What's the DC?
I'm having a look.
Oh, of course you.
DC 15. So one of them's made it.
Right, both of the vampire stillborn fail.
Right, so 10d6.
Look
at them ones! Look at them ones! Ridiculous.
Mark, does the staff add an extra 2 onto your spell save DC as well?
It doesn't matter, they still fail.
Oh, right. I thought it was a 17, no?
No. When Dave said they both failed.
So yeah, one of them's something's taking half damage.
Yeah. Well, the zombie that took half damage still dies.
Oh. Yeah, there's just a humongous tiny explosion. That's what it is. So a tiny little pellet flies out the end of the staff, little glowy pellet that hits the deck in the middle of that lot and just explodes, incinerating virtually everything.
Nice. The 2 zombies are flown back, just in fire as they land, hissing into the fountain. As the vampire spawns hiss towards Akxikas as they see where this has come from.
Yeah. And you can suck my balls.
So that's your action. Any movement?
Yeah, actually, I should have done this before, but I'll move my hex to something. Is there anything? What's the nearest alive thing? Vampire spawn. This one. Why is it not letting me?
Left click in the middle of the screen just to let it know that. There you go. Got it.
This one here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to put me thing on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doozer. And what the commoners. I'll stay where I am still.
Staying where you are, righto. Festus turn.
Mhm.
I think you guys might have two very angry problems bearing down on you.
Mm-hmm.
I've not checked on the weather recently, Dave. How are we looking?
It was raining, if you recall.
What's raining? Fantastic.
I like aardvarks.
So what?
So guess what's next?
Yeah. How big was your? It's ludicrously big as well, isn't it?
Nah.
Is it 60?
It's range of 120 foot and area of 60 foot. Yes.
Yeah. Let's
Nah,
say
nah.
everything, shall we?
It's, if we can see it, we can kill it.
Yeah. The only ones that are escaping are the ones down here, but
They'll
everything
run
else.
into it, so we're fine.
Only time we needed a bar to do a guitar solo. Just when.
Okay. Happy with the storm there?
Is it getting these two lads?
Yeah. I'm going
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Going for
Dan's getting
I'm
those
going for
two
here.
lads.
Of
Right.
course you are. What's that? 4d10?
Yes, mate. Yes.
Dex save.
Yeah. So
11.
save, otherwise it's half.
11 and 14.
16 is what you're after.
Righto. Roll it.
4d10. So let's remember which the d10 is again. That one, I think. We'll soon find out.
Right. Spike growth has gone now, then, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, pal.
Yeah. 19. Nice.
Or are they? They are d10s, aren't they?
They are d10s, mate.
Yes, because the 6 marked. There's no point to mark a 6 if it was a d8.
Okay, that's a very nice round. The vampire at the back, the one that isn't hexed, is looking rough. Any movement for?
Hang on.
Yeah.
You know what hasn't happened?
Go in there.
We have no reappearance of Goose.
Defrost the chocolate monkey.
Righto.
Yeah.
Where's he going?
There, I believe. So
Douche.
just the other side of the dead dude. It should still.
So,
Yeah, that'll get those in the 10 foot still. So,
yeah.
marvelous.
So
Well,
they've got another dex save. 7, natural 1. The one that has been damaged has rolled a 20.
Yeah, of course.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they take half. It's just it takes 2d6. The other one does.
Oh, okay. That's a shame. Okay, not so much.
I'm all about the 5s at the moment, aren't
Yeah. Any movement?
I? Who got next to me? Don't run away! Run away!
Seems fair.
Yeah, because I can still poke the bear from there.
Yeah. Go on then, Adam. Jarek's up.
Okay. Yep. So there's a lot of overlapping blue shit going on, which is cool. I assume because it's all the same colour, it mean. Oh,
Hey.
I was going to say, is it just extended my spirit guardians?
Welcome amongst yourselves. Yeah.
My storm.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to do bonus action first and take a mace swing at the back of that guy's head. Just carry on tonking. Probably missed with that one with a 9.
The vampire spawn misses. Yeah.
From the vampire. Okay. But while the mace is distracting it, Jarek extends his hand, and I'm going to launch a fireball straight past it as its reinforcements kind of coming in, aiming probably about here.
Okay.
So don't. I don't think there's anywhere I can do it with. I don't think there's anywhere I can place it to catch that one without nuking. Without catching Nick. If there is, I'll place it. If not, I'll avoid that one. Unless you're happy with that.
Yeah, go on then. If I'm looking here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So inbound fireball. So we need dex saving throws on a variety of bastards.
Yeah.
And the target is 15.
Vampire rolls 9. Zombies 3, 16, 15.
Oh wow! So 2 zombies made.
The
Which
vampire
zombie did?
Yeah. So
zombie did?
These zombies passed. That zombie didn't.
Okay. So the zombie by Dan's taking full. The others are half.
Yep.
I am a doozer.
25 total. So that's
okay.
One crispy zombie.
What's 12?
2 with 12, 1 crispy zombie, and slightly singed vampire.
Yeah, I'm not even going to ask for it. I'll say on that. I'm just going to kill him. Oh, apparently I'm not going to kill him. There we go. Let's kill him. Dying and yeah. So 25 damage. 25.
I'm just chucking spells willy-nilly like crazy here.
Nice. Any movement? I'm guessing not. Nope. Dan, next turn.
Why would
Turn to the zombie next to me. Keep up. Run into the embers.
Yeah.
So it gets an attack of opportunity because I'm not disengaging.
It does. Disadvantage.
Yep.
7. Yep.
I'm going to bonus action Hexblade's Curse. The vampire spawn in front of me.
Nice one.
So I now crit on 19s.
Come on, Dan.
And deal an extra 3 damage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the inspiration I got from the last one to give myself advantage.
Yep.
Go.
Come
Go.
on, mate. Come on. Smite.
I think I'm adding the smite regardless, but yeah. Sorry, actions. So this is with Booming Blade, Longsword, with advantage, critting on 19s. That's a hit.
Yeah.
I'll add a smite. I'm assuming it counts as undead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did you even ask? It's a vampire.
Because it might be a fake one again.
Giant trouser snake.
Longsword, Booming Blade. Okay. So this plus 9.
26.
And a lot of that's radiant.
How much?
Specific amount, please.
So if we're saying that the first 2 are the non-radiant ones, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is radiant.
No,
Right. How much is not magical?
So 6 plus 1, 7 plus my 9, 16 non-magical.
Okay, so that's 8.
And then 10 radiant.
So 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when it's... Yeah, we might have to roll differently. Well, mind you, we can work it out.
It shows
order.
them in order. So
Yeah. Okay, it's a solid thwack, but it's not taking it down. That's...
Okay, and then it's calling to all the zombies that are kind of conversing to try and bring them into me as well.
Yeah.
Rescue.
I think they're looking at you anyway, mate. Yeah, you're the nearest target. So that takes us to Spawn's turn. So this one's just...
That'll be a saving throw, please.
Yes, mate, yeah. That one's taken Radiant. This one is going to take Radiant. These two haven't, and that one hasn't been damaged yet. So I'm just going to move this one in, and he seems to be charging into the storm. Let's heal these two first. Let's do Adam's saving throw. Wisdom save.
Wisdom 15, if I'm rightly.
Rolls 5, mate.
Does he roll 5?
He rolls 5. Yeah. funnily enough.
So
Smells
that would be
beanie like a baby.
a small 16 slap to the face.
Awesome. 16 radiant. Right, so these movement here. I'm going to split it between the two of you. I'm going to stand them in front of you both. So I'm going to do Jarek first. Vampire spawn. Claw to hit Jarek. Rolls 9. Claw's second time as it's swinging. Rolls 16. That's going to miss you. Next attack is going to be towards Rokkr. First claw swings in for 20 to hit Rokkr.
AC 16, so yeah.
Yeah, that hits. He doesn't do any damage. He grabs hold of you and he tries to, as he spins you round, sink his fangs into your neck and rolls an 8 as you butt him at the back of his head. Doesn't cause him any damage, but he doesn't bite hold of you. However, you are now grappled.
You're sweet.
We'll go over those rules again after we've done it. Now for Akxikas, first clawing for Akxikas is 15 to hit you.
Missed. I think. Yeah, AC 16.
Ooh, right, tries for a second claw.
Yeah, I'm looking at
8.
16 from Madam Spirit Guardian.
He's missed.
Jammy mother. And then we've got 2 attacks at Nik Ana at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
17.
Nope.
10.
Nope.
Good round, gentlemen. Right, we've got a zombie who needs to make a wisdom save against Spirit Guardians. No, that's a vampire. Wisdom save 8. Adam, should we do the same?
I'm happy for the same. It was 16.
16.
Zombie.
Let's kill it. How does that one go down?
Similar to the last one, just the sheer number of spirits and flashes of light ripping through the body and tearing them to sunder.
Yes.
So, if I'm correct, we've got 3 around Nick, and that's all the zombies left. All at disadvantage.
I'm not allowed to shout out of turn.
Are the 3 on the right, Dave, still coming in? There's 2 on the right, aren't there, by the...
Oh, yeah, thanks, dude.
I'm not allowed to shout out of turn, am I?
You are, mate, but they're minus creatures with looking for
I'm
brains.
not shouting at them. I've been shouting to friends.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I would aim simply a shout at the 2 on the decking to form behind me.
Okay. So zombies with disadvantage. 9, 9, 10. So commoners, they're away now. You've managed to form a reasonable defense. I can pan it a little bit. Just a bit neater. So that takes us top of the tree. Akxikas, you are grappled.
It's Rokkr, isn't
it? Sorry.
Rokkr,
you are grappled. Sorry, I got your name
wrong.
Right.
What does that mean?
It means that the vampire spawn is pinning you. It's holding you. So your speed is 0.
Yeah.
You have disadvantage to attack.
Anything except it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
right, I can't move.
You can't move. You can still hit it. You can still cast spells.
Come on.
Motherfucker.
And you get an automatic save at the end of your turn, which you can do with your dexterity. Zephyr Strike's not going to help here either, Dan, is it?
No, he's not trying to disengage. He's fully grappled.
Yeah.
Misty Step would, but
Sexual chocolate.
So I can cast spells, did you say?
Yes.
And you can attack it, I think.
You can.
I mean, you got that crazy disengage spell.
Disengage won't work here because he's grappled.
I literally haven't got anything really.
You got a silver short sword you can draw as a bonus action and slap it round his face.
Silver's not going to do anything against vampire spawns.
No.
Yeah, but it's still a short sword.
Also, I didn't think we had that yet.
You haven't
That's
got
when
that
we're
yet. No.
leaving town.
Yeah.
I have. Oh, it's at the edge of town. Sorry, yeah, of course it is. Right, yeah, so it's just going to have to be attacked with a short sword because I can't hit him with my bow.
Sure.
Which is
Stab him with an
rubbish.
arrow.
He still he's got a hex on him. You've got a hunter's mark bonus action that you can still use.
So just to confirm a grapple then. So as we said, we get the free save at the end of turn. Are we still saying you can choose an action to try and break it and then
No,
keep
that bit's
the
gone.
movement?
That bit's
That's
gone.
gone. So you will never have your movement, but you get the free break. Yeah.
So my hunter's marks on this lad.
Yeah, so that's a bonus action, but it's not. You're still concentrating on the spell, so that's you don't use another slot for that.
Did you say I've got disadvantage to?
Not
No.
on it.
Not on it.
Okay, right.
Stop it in the face, lad.
Unless you're using your longbow, then you do.
Short sword.
Yeah, short sword's fine.
Does that hit?
19
12?
hits, mate.
19. Yeah. 6 plus my 6.
So that's 9 in total, half of the short sword damage, and then plus the 9. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So then you can make your
I get 2 attacks.
Do it. Level 5.
Oh, slap in the face.
9 does not do anything.
It does not, unfortunately.
Bonus attack.
Bonus action, you put Hunter's Mark on.
Oh, that was my bonus action.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So to escape the grapple, you can use a dexterity saving throw, I believe.
Right.
Yes.
That's just straight up dexterity.
Yeah.
Yeah, the save and throw at the top.
I'm going to give my. What do I need to roll to break it?
You don't know
You
yet.
don't know. It is a certain DC that's on the creature.
I'm going to give myself inspiration on this.
Sure. You've got inspiration, have you?
Yeah, I already had it from rolling a crit at the start, and then I critted again.
You did.
So I'll roll advantage on this.
Wicked.
Oh, 20.
I'll get it back.
20. I'll get inspiration. Yeah.
Nice.
I think I'll break. Do I break away? Presumably
you can't, mate, because that comes at the end of your term.
Right, but I'm not grappled
You're
anymore.
not grappled. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the vampire spawn is going to get its go before then, but you never know.
Yeah.
So that is Akxikas now. Then, Mark, you're up.
Right. Vampire spawn. So the 2 vampire spawn. Right. I don't know if this is the best bet, but what I'm going to do. But have I got anything I can do as a bonus action? That's. First off, though, I'm going to cast. Word of Radiance. So it's a Constitution save from the 2 vampire spawn, DC 15.
Okay. First one, 11. Second one,
Failed.
14. Both
Failed. Right, both taking 2d6 radiant.
Sure.
First one. Or do you just want to use that for both?
Yeah, both. Yeah, it's AOE, isn't it? So
yeah.
Both take 8 smashing.
And they don't regenerate. Wankers. Right, let me just see. Bonus actions. Can I do anything useful? Go away that.
Well, that's a cantrip, isn't it?
It is. I'm just seeing what bonus actions I've got. Can't remember. Bonus action now. Oh, what? Actions. Bonus actions. I am such a knob. No, that's going to be me done, I think.
Okay. Fester's up.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
So we'll have a bit of lightning here, I think.
Sure. So Constitution. First one rolls 9. Second one rolls 15. Yours is 16, isn't it?
16, yeah.
Yeah, both fail. Ooh,
Would
chance.
I hex on one? Did I have one of those things have hex on it?
Hex is on that one.
I didn't roll the hex damage.
You have to hit with hex damage. Word of Radiance is a save, so it doesn't apply.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fair enough, lad. Fair enough.
Okay, Ted. 4d10 to both.
Nasty. Ow.
Come on, Ted. This could be devastating. And you've still got a bonus, actually, haven't you?
And a goose.
Yeah.
Can I give him inspiration on this?
No,
Right.
it's only for d20 rolls. That kills both of them.
Yes.
That one was on 24. This one was on 13. So both dead.
Nice one. Thank you very much, sir.
24. That's an amazing roll, mate. You and d10s. You need to roll more d10s, mate, because you do very well with them. So that's Hunter's Mark and Hex available now as a bonus action to put onto somewhere else. And you do still have a bonus action, Ted.
I'm just going to see what old Cinder can do. His range is on his shitter.
Level 5, gentlemen. It's all coming together. Next level, when you get to level 6, Nik Ana is going to explode as well.
Yeah, I get
my second attack.
I'm just going to become more Jarek-y.
Yeah.
Are you going to get more Macy though? That's the main thing.
No, I've not used my mace for a while.
Not needed to.
Give me if a DM gives me a magic mace, I'll become more macy.
I think that's the difference when in your campaign, because my mace is magic, it's more justifiable to use that instead of just a cantrip.
You haven't got a mace.
I've got
Are
a
you
warhammer.
wanting any help at all, Dan?
Warmer.
No, I'm all right. I think my job here is to try and get everything at me.
Okay, if that's what you're
I think you're mistaking the fact that I'm meant to be the tank that deals with the hordes.
keen on.
Oh, you cast the wrong concentration spell then.
Well, no, because it's done its job.
It has tweb things, but everything's got
I should
disadvantage.
I should probably have your cloak of protection now, and
Then
then you
difference
can
spit at
concentrate on
that
weapons.
side.
Sure. Roll to hit.
No.
So it's +8 to hit, which I didn't realise.
Nice.
I didn't realise we were still a vampire spawn by the fountain. She just chilling.
Yeah, fresh one as well.
The goose has inspiration.
Yes.
Does that mean Ted's got it technically, 'cause it's his role?
Yeah.
I've already got it. I've
Who do you
not
want to
used
give
one.
it to?
Give it.
Who'd you give it to?
Give it.
You gain it whilst you've got it. You give it to someone else.
Adam.
You bought it
after me.
I've still got one, man, so I'm fine.
Right.
Jamo's got one. It's me and Akxikas, isn't it?
Yeah, Dan then.
Give it to Akxikas. Don't give it to Dan.
So was that me, Ted?
Dan's still got his turn to go. Yeah. So yeah. And then it's 1d6 plus 3 fire.
Nice.
You stupid bastard.
That'll be a 4 then.
Yeah. Did the gooses thing count for my fire bonus?
Yeah.
That'd be 5.
So it's 5. Yeah, because it's all fire sources
all my
from
fire.
you. Yeah. Any movement, Ted? That's bonus and action, isn't it? Yeah, that was quite the round actually.
That was quite good.
I think I'm reasonably well placed where I am still.
Jarek's up.
To be honest.
Okay. So Jarek, I'm going to move, but not away. So I'm just going to circle him, so I don't trick the attack of opportunity, and just kind of move, just to probably there, but keeping eye contact with him, taunting.
Yeah.
The vampire spawn.
Mocking mercilessly.
Is it a male or female vampire spawn that I'm proper fucking around with it?
Which would you like it to be?
Well, I called a she-bitch, didn't I? So it's going to have to be a
she-bitch.
woman.
Yeah.
Right.
She's dressed as sort of human rogue. You would suggest in a former life, maybe quite attractive.
Okay. So again, we'll have a tonk with a hammer to the back of the head as I'm pacing round her.
Sure.
Lost my hammer on my spell list. 18, that hits.
Go for it.
Oh, only a measly 8. What do I want to hit her with a spell? What do I want? Of course I want to hit her with a spell. It's been fun. So I'm going to hit her with all 3 blasts of Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Pasty.
That's
you stood next to her, aren't you?
disadvantage.
Huh?
Disadvantage melee attack.
If you stood next to her, it's disadvantage because it's a ranged
Yeah.
attack within 5 feet.
Ah. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. Go for
it. 19.
Hits.
Do you want me to do all the hits? I'll do all the hits first, then
Yeah,
we'll see.
makes sense.
So we've got 19. We've got a critical. Oh no, because it's disadvantage. So no, 21.
21 hits. Come on.
Oh.
And then the final one is 19 again. 18.
All 3.
Just put your hand in her mouth. And
literally, it's like, hey, she bit. I mean, if I kill,
go to sleep.
If I kill her, that's the way she's going out. So we've got. It's not a huge amount of damage though. It's 5, 11, 16, and another 5, 21 burning to the face.
Not enough. 21's nice though. Not 231. 21. There we go.
I'll take 231.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Okay, so I believe that's Nick's turn. I don't think Jarek's got much else. I'll tell you what. You could take it down with Spirit Guardians though. That could be interesting. Come on, Nick's turn.
You've not described the vampire spawn in front of me as bloody yet, have you?
No.
Cool. Advantage.
Sure.
Use the inspiration.
Make weird noises. I would.
You do.
Oh,
It's the difference.
Constantly.
Advantage. That's it's 1 off a crit.
It's close, mate. It's
In
close,
the face.
So I'll do non-radiant first.
Yeah.
So this plus 9. So 22 non-radiant.
Okay.
I really hope the Spirit Guardians get the kill because I've got the description ready.
Okay. Anything else from Nick?
Oh, is she not down?
No.
Okay. I've not used my bonus action yet, have I?
Nope.
Keep coming, guys! I'm going to Misty Step. And I want this one.
Sure.
Keep some pasty in the face.
Okay. Let's do some vampire spawn then. So, wisdom save for Jarek's 19, dude. I know.
I had my kill.
I know. So that one has taken radiant. This one will take radiant. This one hasn't taken radiant.
Which one? It's not been hit either, though, has it?
Yes. Cinder. Give it some licks.
Oh, did Cinder get it? Okay.
Do you want to roll your half damage for your, or roll your damage?
Yeah,
for...
I take it he's out of kill range at half damage. So
what is it? 3d8?
Yeah. So 15. So 7.
Yeah. That's a shame. That's a shame. Is all I'll say.
It is. I had the description ready and everything.
Right. So, so this vampire.
Shit.
Were you making it obvious what you were doing, or were you trying to sneak away, Dan?
I wasn't trying to sneak away. I want them to follow me.
Okay. Right. So it's gonna. Ooh. How did you get so far?
I Misty Stepped and then used my movement.
That'll. Ooh, nice.
But it might come up. Oh, I'm closer, aren't I?
Up the earth.
Wow. Will it willingly run into that ball of craziness?
No.
She can't make me.
Right, so what happens now is a crack of thunder happens when he takes his step and takes 2d8.
Yep. Go for it. No save.
Why would it?
No, it's just because Booming Blade, if they move 5 feet, they just take 2d8 thunder damage.
Sure, roll it.
Wicked.
You've got
Superb.
4 damage. Does it finish him?
8 damage?
Well, it's thunder. Oh, it's magical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, 8 damage.
in which case, a lot of the other d8s, like the second d8 from all the others, was the thunder damage, which we've been halving. So,
How do you want to kill that one?
It's basically it takes a step forward, the crack of thunder, and it just topples.
Nice. Right, let's do some vampire spawn attacks. We've got one on Jarek. Claw rolls 10. Second claw rolls 13. We've got one on Nik. Disadvantage still. Claw rolls
10.
19.
And thematically, a thunder kill fits time-wise.
Yeah. I will use. I've still. This guy's at full health, isn't it?
Yep.
I won't use shield.
Okay. That's 11 points of slashing damage. And it's just going to start tearing at you. Sorry, didn't roll that at disadvantage. So second one is 23.
Oh, I wish I'd have used it now.
Yeah. So I rolled a 19 and a 17. Then that's 8 slashing damage.
Okay. I've got 2 concentration checks.
Yep.
Actually, the first one. Well, yeah, they both hit anyway, didn't they?
Yeah.
First one passed. Second one passed.
Sound. So the zombies mindless. They were. You know what? I'm going to have one.
And sorry to interrupt. When that zombie died, because I'd Hexblade cursed him, I gained 5 hit points.
The spawn.
One that. Yeah, the spawn. Sorry.
So yeah, fine, cool. The zombies are going to continue towards Nik, but they can't get into melee range. The commoners are out of initiative. Takes us to Rokkr's back up again then.
Rokkr,
So we've got
take them down.
Death's Door,
Yeah,
Vampire Spawn, 3 zombies, and a fresh as a daisy Vampire
Yeah,
Spawn.
Nick's got that one. I want to kill this one. It's a bit too close to me.
Sure.
Right.
It is somewhat distracted.
Well, are you saying you want me to leave it?
No. You go where you want, man. I'm quite happy either way. But yeah.
So bonus action, it's going to get Hunter's Mark on it.
Done.
Like a boss.
It doesn't get hit with 13. Jeez.
No, it doesn't.
It does with that though.
It does.
27 miss. What?
So plus your Hunter's Mark is exactly what you need. How do you want to kill that one?
Oh, right. This one fires, and it clips the side of something distracts me, and it just clips the side of the platform and ricochets off and just pierces through the jugular of that one and just falls away.
Nice. Any movement?
No, I quite like my platform.
You do.
Platform.
Akxikas.
Right. What we're going to do first off, bonus action, move me Hex to this lad.
Concentrate on the last vampire.
Yeah. This one just here.
Yes, on.
Then I'm going to blast Sodding. I know it's not radiant, but I think just want to take him out. I'm going to 2 Eldritch blasts.
Sure.
First one. $16
hits.
So 9 from that, 13 from that, and then D6 halved. It'll be. Here we go. Oh, an extra 1 damage. So the second one. Let's see if he hits first. Eldritch Blast. 21.
Yep.
So Eldritch Blast damage is 9, and then necrotic damage is. Shut up, pussycat, furry little bugger. So 2 more. And that'll be me.
Okay. Festa's up.
Can you claim another vampire?
I don't know. I might go for the 3 zombies, to be honest.
You can. It's not a bad call, that mate. So three Constitution saving throws from the
The only
zombies.
thing I can reach.
11, 5. They all fail.
Got milk the pangolin. I'm not 2 shades.
So this zombie's on 22, and you've got 10 and 10. Come on, Ted.
Okay. Oh, you get you rolled just up 10. That's shocking. Damn it.
It's close.
Zelda.
2 dead, though. How do they explode?
The lightning bolt hits the first one, and we're actually looking around going, and the bolts of lightning go through his hands and just blast the other 2 apart.
Brilliant. Like it. Any movement, and then Jarek's turn.
No, we've got Cinder still.
Oh, sorry, dude. I beg your pardon. Oh, come on. Finish him. Finish him.
We can reach him as well.
You can, yeah.
It's the vampire.
No, we're getting the zombie.
I can't get to anything else.
You've got range.
To be fair, I am just chucking spells out like a lunatic.
Yeah. Well, you can reach something.
I'm good. Do what you want.
He's got more spell slots. He's fine.
Oh.
I've not used any of my levels. I've not
The
used any
surviving
level.
zombie.
Yep.
So 20 to hit.
20 hits. 1d6 plus 3, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 6.
It's dead. How do you want to
Do
kill
it.
that one?
That one is like after he's sent the lightning out of his hands, realises his hands are on fire, tries to put himself out and just sets himself more on fire.
Go on then, Adam.
Okay. So I will spin around from the fact that I saw this vampire drop down, and as I spin around, kind of nod and smile towards Rokkr. It's probably the first time I see that there's just light burning out of my eyes at this point.
No, pussycat, go away.
Not evil. Fiend
So
touch.
30 feet walking down to there. I'm not really looking too much at the vampire with the fact that Nick's concentrating on him, looking straight towards the zombies in the distance. But I do let off a guiding bolt towards the vampire as I'm heading that way.
Sweet.
For bonus action, the mace kind of chases me going, I can't catch up. Right. Sorry, I'm going to use my inspiration to on the guiding bolt on the vampire.
Sounds like a plan.
Damn it. 16 hits, but no.
Still hits, indeed, yeah.
Hits, but no cigar. 13 damage of radiant, and it's now advantage on the next attack on it.
Indeed it is. Of which it's next turn.
Have fun, Dan.
I mean, I've enjoyed these vampires. I think I've done advantage on nearly every one.
I think you should smash this one repeatedly in the face.
I am going to, with advantage then, boom the blade out of it.
This new inspiration rule benefits rogues quite nicely, doesn't it?
It depends. If you use the new critical hit rule, no. Because they don't
Dan, stop depending and hit things.
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault.
Dave, stop distracting Dan.
Oh.
Misses.
So,
you missed with advantage.
Yep.
Okay. Next turn, I'm just going to slap Dan.
Okay.
That's my turn, yeah, because I could... No, I'm going to keep... I'm going to go here to try and get the zombies.
That's going to be like...
No, I'm not. I'm going to
You're
go
actually
here so that if
taking
it
your
goes...
gauntlet off and then slapping Dan.
So that if it wants to go after Adam, it's got to leave my thing. So, yeah.
Okay. Fails its save for Spirit Guardians, Adam, if you want to roll your damage.
I wonder why I walked to there.
Je suis.
Where do I find my favoured enemy?
Features and traits, probably.
16
Nice.
as the light flashes into it as I glance across at it.
Yeah. Features and traits, Jim. Yeah, it's automatic that as well.
Who is your favoured enemy?
That's what I can't find
No,
it.
it doesn't work like that anymore. Yeah.
Right, Vampire Spawn, 2 attacks on Nick. 8
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, 16 disadvantage.
What do you mean it doesn't work like that anymore, Dan?
When Ted was saying what favoured enemy have you picked, the original Ranger, you had to choose what you hated.
So I don't have one then?
No, it's different. You do have one. It's in there somewhere. I think it's an extra D4, isn't it? Something like that.
Against hamsters.
No one
How
hates
does he know what it
hamsters.
is?
It's in favoured foe.
Well, certainly not the Anti-Cheese Hamster Liberation Alliance.
It is your go, Jim, actually.
Yeah, I was just noticing at level 6, I get an additional favoured foe and language. Anyway,
Cool.
Sausage roll.
All right.
I like sausage
I don't
roll.
have a favoured foe, a favoured enemy. It's favoured foe. Right, vampire spawn. I'm guessing. What are these? They're dead up there. So it's 2 zombies and a vampire spawn.
Yeah, you've got your mark on the spawn.
Right. So let's go for that lad then. Actions, attack, roll. 25.
That's
I'll do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Roll.
Heck off,
So
furry
that is
thing.
9. Yeah.
And is this the end of the day? As in, should I be using my inspiration?
Yeah, it's night time. There's not going to be. We're going to go to bed after this, other than talking to the Baron, I imagine.
Right, so I'm going to use my inspiration for. Can I use it on damage? No, it's only roll to hit. Roll to hit.
Yeah.
D20 tests. A new name.
20 hits.
Nah. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
4, 5.
That's all she wrote.
It's not quite enough, Jim.
No.
Any movement?
No.
Akxikas.
Right. So is there only that? Oh, there's 2 zombies over there, isn't there?
Yeah. 2 stragglers.
Right. I will move.
I'm gonna kill the zombies because it's getting silly late o'clock, and you are gonna kill the zombies. So
Okay, I'll just move into.
Just Eldritch Blast the Vampire Swarm. It should finish it.
What did you say? So yeah. So okay, I'll stay still
The only
and
thing that's left.
I'll double blast the spawn again.
go for it.
Come on, you bugger. 23.
23 hits.
Alright. Damage. Plus 2. And
It's
second
on 1 hit point.
Second hit.
You can claim the kill.
21.
Happy about this.
He's dead.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
dead.
going to bother rolling.
It's dead. How do you want to kill that one then, Mark?
Yeah, it's the blast of sort of black lightning light hits it straight in the middle of the fod, and its head explodes like a melon.
Like a melon. So what I'll say to you, Beans, is it's 11:30. Is we'll call the session right there, and pick it up next time.
Yeah, so we've just won. We're fresh from victory.
Yes.
Booyah.
Wicked. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. I've not even had my tea yet.
11:30 at night, Mark.
Yeah, it's good for you.
You're going to have a cake.